and welcome to the number 2 strength and fitness podcast out there. Just behind this little known one called Grimdark Gains. I think that's taken off, come out of nowhere, stealing our... No, I'm kidding.
Number one in my heart.
What's that?
Number one in my heart.
Yeah. Well, Grimdark Gains is the number 1 fitness and Warhammer podcast. We're the number 1 Warhammer and fitness podcasts.
That's
I
right.
think we do switch the levels a little bit because
Absolutely.
yeah. But anyway, episode 154, Strength Hammer in the house. We are here. Oh, we could do that with one hand. Yeah, nice, awesome.
Yeah. And
Alex, how are you?
I'm well. I'm well. I am. I was telling you before the show. I'm like in the mood. It doesn't happen very often, but I'm in this mood where I want to like wear layers, drink a hot cup of coffee, maybe some chocolate on the side, cuddle with my cats, and watch a show. So if I start like slowly hunching over and doing this during the episode, forgive me.
I want to see you get like the babushka hat
Yeah,
on. Yeah,
I can probably undo
you
this.
good, you good. There you go. Yeah, look like your grandmother. Yeah,
Hey, Charles.
I'm doing okay. I'm at pretty much the tail end of the cold that I caught. Kind of picked up over the Sunday it really hit me.
Mm.
Um, and today I'm feeling mostly fine. So if you see me mute, or I apologize to anybody if a cough sneaks through on here. I'm not the quickest at it sometimes, but like right now I'm gonna mute myself and cough.
It's been going around. There's a cold.
It is. His wife had it a little bit before me. I had it. I think you had it a little bit.
Yeah, I had it before you. It was funny because I just show up being cold one time to class, and I'm like doing this the whole time, and all the students are doing the same.
Yeah,
Everybody got sick around the same time.
yeah. I think Tom had it from work too. So it's, hey,
Yeah.
I mean, get it out. It's not the worst cold
Oh
I've
yeah.
ever had.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just more.
Literally, last time we were talking about like, hey, we don't get sick as often,
Yeah.
right? Because we're fit, we take care of our health, and here
Hey.
we are 2 episodes in a row being sick.
Karma and God are just like, nope, you're human.
Yeah.
Deal with it. I'm like, all right, you're right. You're right.
Rightfully, yeah.
Yeah, but I think I had one really rough night.
Mhm.
That was,
Mhm.
but thankfully some YouTube and some NyQuil helped a lot.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But hey, you know what? As usual, when you do get sick, I have lost 4.5 pounds.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. This sickness didn't really affect appetite for me; just affected energy. I would say more so.
It was energy and appetite for me. I was doing probably about half as much. Like the normal meals I'd eat probably about half as much.
Sure,
Um,
sure. That's
Drinking
nice.
water like crazy though. I'll tell you that. I'm actually. It's hard for me to get here. Really hard for me to get here. I am kind of tired of just plain water. I have drank so much plain water. I'm tired of it.
Wow,
Yeah, and I'm
wow.
still not fully like hydrated, which is weird for me, but it'll come
Interesting.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, I get tired of plain water. It's so interesting when I hear people say they can't, they just don't drink water.
I
I'm
love
like,
water. Yeah, no,
water's great.
water's
Like, what
great.
do you do?
And there is different tastes to water. Like people don't realize that.
Sure, sure. Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
But
Though you shouldn't pay more than $2 for a bottle of water.
I think water should be free for everybody in the world.
That is a very good take.
Yeah, that should be
It's
it.
literally, yeah, yes. Water should be. Water is essential.
Exactly. You know, paying for infrastructure to get to you for convenience, I understand that, but people
Sure.
should have access to water for free across the world.
Yeah.
That said, I've drank so much water, I'm kind of tired of it, but I'm still drinking water
Jeremy.
because I know I need it. You know what else needs water right now, Alex?
A grass?
Yes, our grass. How is your lawn?
It's fine. I haven't cut it since last time I cut it, and it was not since last episode.
Yeah, it's probably, we're pushing close to 3 weeks now.
I think we're pushing close to 3 weeks, and I keep looking at it. Even today, I was like, "Hey, we're going to talk about it on a podcast," and I'm looking at it, and it's fine. Like, it does not need to be cut.
Mine's fine too. My neighbor actually cut the grass,
Mm.
his grass, and I did ask him. I was just like, "Did you need to cut your grass?" 'Cause like his grass is a little different than mine, and he's just like, "No, I was just bored." I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm not cutting my grass." He's like, "That's fine."
Not for the
I
motion.
was like, usually like, "Hey, you start it up, I finish it," but it's like, no, no, no. I
It
think
is a weird thing in the summer because you cut it so often that it's like, oh, this is going to be something that's part of my life for so long.
yeah.
And then fall comes around, you're like, oh, well,
So
never mind.
that's nothing. And then we take this break before we start shoveling every day. But here's a nice little backyard shot, different angle of my lawn. It's mostly brown. The
Yeah.
garden, which I've given up on, I'll get a few more tomatoes out of it before I till it. But Hey, it is what it is. Trees are doing well.
Hey, good.
Can't
Do you have
complain.
any fruit bearing trees? Or
No, I don't. I really we tried to grow a few and they just didn't take.
mm,
Um, I don't know. Like the trees we have in the yard are doing really well, but they're all maple. And then one pine. Actually, one not you can't see it in the picture I had up, but there's a couple that just really took off. But the problem is they're right next to like my pine tree, so
mm,
I'm probably gonna take them down next year, at least one of them,
sure.
because it's like two that are kind of like combining together, but we'll see. But
Interesting.
yeah,
Yeah, there's a couple fruit trees on campus at college. There's a pear tree and an apple tree, so occasionally I'll grab one as
yeah.
a snack.
There's a pear tree near me, like someone has it like in their front yard. I don't know how it's growing, where it's growing, but it always does great. So I thought about maybe trying that in the backyard, but then I
Why
have to
not?
take
That's
down one
fun.
of these trees, which we'll see, maybe, or just more trees. I might just forest my backyard and be like, deal with it.
Dude, why not? It's your backyard.
Yeah, the less grass to cut, probably the better. Less content though. I don't know what to do.
Really? Less content. We can be having that.
No, no, no. But other than that though, yeah, lawns could use some rains coming next week. But Alex, let's talk about some hobby time.
Let's do it.
All right, so you sent me some pictures here. So some reading outside. Are you touching grass
Dude,
too while
I'm
reading?
a nerd. I officially I went outside. Yeah, I went camping. This unexpected camping trip.
Nice.
I was actually still sick going into it, but my friends were okay with it, and it was great. Oh my goodness, I didn't have any internet access
Yep.
for 3 days. It was heaven. It was so good. It was so good that I'm really going to try, and you can even keep me accountable on this podcast on Sundays to pretty much cut out internet unless something like emergency comes up,
Right.
right? So no social media, no posts, just take a break, right? Because it's so easy to get sucked into this world of social media and then don't even enjoy your rest.
Yeah.
So some days I really want to like just rest.
Disconnect. Yep. Rest days. I love restful
Yeah,
Sundays.
and I usually try to do rest, but when I'm on social media on those days, it just goes by so quick.
Yeah.
And the days I was on camping, the days were just they weren't necessarily slow, but I remember more of them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very good. I did finish Shaman Slayer.
But
Fantastic book, really really good.
okay, gotcha. I had them out of order. So Shaman Slayer's complete.
Yes, Shaman Slayer is complete,
Started
and I
Zombie
started
Slayer.
reading Zombie Slayer. Yeah, and it's really fun because going into it, I bought a bunch of books all at once, and I'm like, well, it's kind of anticlimactic. We had Dragon Slayer and we had Demon Slayer, and now we have like shamans and zombies. But then I find out who the real bad guys are, and I'm like, okay, all right, never
Yeah.
mind. Never mind. This is pretty cool.
Oh yeah. No, the Gotrek series never. It you can't. The titles just tell you what he's going to be killing, not necessarily what's actually happening.
Yeah, yeah.
Here's the thing: he's going to kill hundreds of.
Right. This is the fodder, right?
Yes.
And then you face the real bad guys. They're very fun books, and it's so interesting that it doesn't fall into the same pattern, right? The books are very unique adventures every time.
Yeah. No. That's probably the best part. Like each one is pretty much you could read it self-contained,
Yeah,
but you get so much more out of it if you read them all. But it's like one of those
yeah,
things like you just stumble upon Zombie Slayer suddenly as your first one. You read it like this is great, and you go, there's 7 books in front of this, and you go, oh,
yeah,
it's great. Like let's dive deep.
yeah. It's really cool because it doesn't get boring, right? Because like,
No.
oh, last time he was fighting orcs, this time he's fighting beastmen, this time he's fighting zombies. Okay, whatever, he's killing them all. Like, no, no, each one has layers, and each one has a different story and different characters surrounding him, and the characters are growing and wrestling with morals and ideas, and it's just a great series so far.
Yeah, and has the whole thing about Felix being a very young person for so long kind of popped up yet?
Oh, the fact that he doesn't age,
Yeah,
or
that
doesn't
popped.
age as well, doesn't
Yeah.
age as much. Yeah,
Okay.
they haven't completely said why yet,
Okay.
but yeah,
That
they keep.
that concept when they finally kind of finish fleshing out, you're like, that's really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. But
no, 100%. Okay, so it hasn't. So I haven't completely reached the conclusion of that concept then.
yeah, but like, you start to notice it too. You're like, a lot of time has passed, and he's still doing this. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Cool.
interesting. Yeah, he's like a 40-something-year-old man.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm like,
know.
yeah,
There's hope. Hey, listen,
so we just need to find a dwarf
I just need
to
to find a dwarf.
rent.
I need to start some sort of tax riot. Okay, that's
Yeah,
within my personality. I can do that. I need to get drunk with a dwarf. Yeah, I'm willing to do that. And I need to swear a blood
but,
oath accidentally while so drunk. I'm
yeah.
basically Felix. All
Just
right,
make sure he has a magic axe.
that's very true. He has to have a magic
Very
axe.
important. Very important.
All right. Well, you did some actual normal, not I say those are more like ancillary parts of the hobby, like the reading, the
Right.
lore, and all that. But you've done some more physical, like this was hobby. So
Right. Not a lot. And it was just yesterday at a hobby hangout, Barn Owls. I did start building the set that you three, Chuck, Brendan, and Luke, got for me, the Saturnine
yep.
set. My goal is to actually build a unit this week. So I only built
Nice.
5. Unit is 10.
Okay.
But yeah, just the Space Marines with, what are they called? The I guess chain bolters, chainsaw bolters.
Bolters with chain bayonets. Yeah,
Yeah, chain bayonets. That's right. Which is just a hilarious concept, by the way.
it is. It
chain.
is. They're fun though. It's like
Yeah,
Gears of
so
War.
really fun unit. Actually, I mean, given how complicated the box looked, they weren't that hard to build.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Like the set that I got in, which was the first Plastic Horse Heresy.
Mhm.
I think those were a little bit harder because some of the shoulder pads were two pieces.
Ah, yeah.
But like generally speaking, they're still Marines. They're not too difficult. Some of the like I'm sure that once you get to the Saturnine stuff, that'll probably be the difficult sections for
Yeah.
you. Like the
I've heard
troop.
the dreadnought is a nightmare. So well,
Yeah, that's the thing. The Dreadnought's the only thing out of the Saturnine that really like like I'm like I love that and I might pick one up. But it's also I saw it was rough to build and I having just built the Cathay stuff, I'm like I want easy right now
yeah,
if I'm gonna
take a
build
break.
something.
Take a break. Yeah, but I'd like to get more done this week. But yeah, yesterday just wanted to hang out and relax. I didn't try to push myself to build a whole unit.
I'll say yeah. I mean building at the hobby days, I've really enjoyed that. But I am
Mhm.
sad because last night would have been actually getting the first full game in a Forest Heresy and it's just like not again. But did 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 Brandon and Luke get a game in?
Yes, they
Okay,
did. They did.
awesome.
They had a good game. I was actually hobbying right next to them as they were playing. That's why you can see some other Space Marines in the background.
Yes.
And yeah, they had a good game. They seem to actually know what the rules were. And I found out that Horus Heresy only has 4 turns.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like, no, I've never played a Warhammer game that has 4 turns. So it was actually relatively quick for 2,000 points.
Yeah, after we did last week when we did like the little mini game where it's just like choose a hero, choose a unit between me, Brandon, and Luke, we realized that the flow of the game is still the same. The
Mhm.
challenges is where it gets interesting, but it's challenges with glory points to add towards the combat, which we play Old World. So this I was like, this concept doesn't seem too off.
True.
There's gonna be nuances I'm sure we'll add in as we go, but generally speaking, I'm like, the flow of the game is fine.
Good. Yeah,
Yeah. Let's see, my hobby. We'll just keep on with that. Not much. Out of laziness and being sick.
that's fair.
So on screen right now is my recent Instagram post essentially, but my whole Grand Cathay army is built. It's prime. It's on my desk.
Awesome.
Um, and I'm gonna spread some rumors here. There's a certain chat group I'm a part of. Not anything official, but someone put in there, and this could be wish listing too, for all I know. Um, Someone put in new rumor news, everybody. Third Cathay Arcane Journal slated for early next year to bring in ranged troops.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so that's a complete rumor in a random chat group I'm in that talks Warhammer. With nobody I know personally other than one person. I will not shout them out because I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble. But hey, all I'm gonna say is that would be cool. I
I
would like a
mean,
unit range
why
troops.
wouldn't you have it?
They exist
Why
in the
would
game. I think it's just
there's archers, right?
yeah.
Peasant archers.
I think it's just within the scope of to get the army out. This was enough.
Yeah.
But
Sure, and it does make sense. I mean, we have cavalry, we have infantry, we have artillery, we have our monsters, we have our special things. It is kind of anticlimactic to just release like and archers,
I
right?
honestly, they could release it though, and like looking at my army on screen right now, like a unit of 15 to 20 archers just to have like 2 units of 10 would really make me really rethink how I'm gonna build this list.
Yeah, sure.
This is more than the 2,000 point list, but like I like having options, and the more options and units I can have, I will be excited for archers, honestly.
Sure.
But I need to get my button gear and start painting this, and I have not really found the full motivation. The times where I have had it, then I got sick, and I'm like, I don't feel like
Right.
sitting at my painting desk.
Right. Have you
Uh,
painted anything for your Cathay yet?
Not yet. I'm so little something inside baseball. That's it. So later tonight, since I won't be recording with Neil as usual, because I'm recording with Matt later in the weekend to talk about Gunpla, which is the theme of this
Mm,
episode. Everybody, we're gonna talk about hobbies outside of the usual Warhammer hobby because it's kind of been popping up lately. But I'll have a usual monthly hobby chat with my good friend Martin Orlando,
mm.
and I am going to at least paint one infantry guy to get a test scheme together.
Very
I have
good.
the paints I want for it. I picked up the paints. It's all ready. I'm just being lazy. And if I stop being lazy and start getting it done, I'll blink and we'll be ready to go by like end of the year.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. You'll find your enjoyment for it. And I'm excited to see it.
Me too. I'm
I'm
kind of
excited to play against it.
yeah. I'm well. I mean, the thing is though, with Square Base coming up, which is looking fine. Um,
Okay.
uh, I got to start practicing with the army I want to take for that, which won't be Grand Cathay. That's not happening.
Yeah. It
I,
could. It could happen, but it probably won't.
I looked at it. I threw in like Meow Ying and was like putting a list together, and the list I'd bring was still like way too much stuff. I'm like, nah.
Mhm,
So I'm still
mhm.
painting all the infantry anyway. It's just like screw this. This
Sure.
is
Sure. Fair enough.
yeah. But yeah. Real quick though, there's a piece of news I wanted to bring up here. About the
Ah,
Sun
okay.
King. Nothing big. Nothing big. It's the new Warhammer Day models.
Oh, yes. I did see them.
Yeah. So pretty much there's two models. The most important one is this nice little Warriors of Chaos,
Yeah, it looks cool.
Slaves of Darkness hero. I think he's great. I love
Yeah.
that pose.
He looks very classic. Like, he
Yes.
doesn't look, surprisingly, doesn't look very AOS. He actually feels like he fits more into Old World.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't really change the aesthetic of the Slaves of Darkness as far
Yeah,
as like the
not really
core troops to the new stuff. They just look like better versions of them now.
modern. Yeah. But I feel like, I don't know, like, even the fact that the sword is not like overly extreme, and there's not just, I don't know. I feel like AOS things just have 110%, right?
True.
Versus Old World 100%. And this feels like, he's missing. If he was created for AOS, I feel like he's missing a few spikes, or he's missing like some flame coming out of somewhere.
He should be
He's,
riding some giant beast that makes no sense.
yeah, right,
Yeah,
exactly. But
that's
like, he's kind of like, oh, this could be, Henry,
yeah,
who grew up, next door and was corrupted by chaos.
yep. But I like Henry. Um,
Henry's cool.
so if I'm able to get him, I will. He'd be a fun little thing to paint up. And then
Yeah.
there's also the Space Marine, the jump pack captain with the Thunderhammer and a relic shield. I don't
Okay.
think they've ever released a model like this that has a relic shield. I think that's the special thing about this, but I don't know if it's just fatigue. Space Marines are still cool, but I see this guy and I'm like, are you sure he doesn't exist already? You haven't released this?
You could have showed me this model and be like, okay, is this a new model? Is this part of a unit?
You could show me this model and it's never been released. And I'll be like, oh yeah, I know where I could buy that from.
Right.
Like
Right.
it's hard to make space. Like I don't know.
It is hard because, yeah, there's so much desire for them too, right? Regardless of how many memes you make, people will buy them.
Oh yeah,
And
they're cool.
yeah, but the Chaos Warrior immediately got my attention. I'm like, I've never seen this
Yeah,
guy before. It's really cool.
like it's just like the Space Marine is he has to have action to see the power that he has in him, whereas the Chaos Warrior is just like I can tell the power he has because he doesn't have to show it. It's so weird,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah, it's cool. I like it. Try and get my hands on that at some point
yeah.
in the future.
You know, what the Chaos Warrior reminds me of, since we just talked about Gotrek and Felix. Like, he would be a hero that Gotrek and Felix beat before they get to the main villain of the story.
True. Oh yeah, yeah. He was
He
tough.
gives that.
He was
He
tough,
looks
but
tough.
got through him.
Yeah, like Felix would have a really hard time against him, but Gotrek would beat him like after 10 minutes of screen time.
Yeah, exactly. I am Henry. Backhand. All right, moving on. Where's Phil? Phil's the bad guy we want to deal with. Um, But also speaking, I forgot this kind of segue over to it, but something I'm gonna be trying, probably starting next week. Um, so did you know if you use the mobile web version of things like Facebook and Instagram, which are the only two social media things I have on my phone, unless you count Discord and WhatsApp. Which WhatsApp, it's mostly just connecting with a couple local small groups and like a few friends internationally. And
Yeah.
Discord, I'm in a lot of Discords. They're all muted except for the one that hang out with my local friends and one for a video game thing that I really enjoy, and I'm part of that community. Outside of that, that's all. You know, there's no other things on those two platforms. But I'm going to stop. I'm going to uninstall Facebook and Instagram
Mhm.
from my phone, and instead put the links in place to the mobile versions because I can still upload. I can still do all that sort of stuff without any issue. Um, you might. I'm not sure if you can post stories. I think you still can. I know you can do normal posts, normal content posts,
I'm not
but
sure.
if I don't have it easily there to just scroll, I think that will help just in general, just not being on social media as much because that's most of the screen time I have besides YouTube videos.
Why are you doing that? Are you noticing that you have been scrolling?
Well, I mean, I have been scrolling a little bit more, but that's because like I'm sick and like just that's kind of
Sure,
like the one thing to do that doesn't
sure.
really take too much energy. Um, I guess there's a couple reasons. One, I just want to make sure that I don't lose the focus on things like by getting into like those that micro brain rot type of crap. Not that I'm looking at too much brain rot stuff, but also there's a lot of people out there who I love and adore, and let me tell you, you guys need to have a better personality than politics, left or right. I don't care. I'm really
Oh,
fucking sick of it, and
yeah,
I'll start unfollowing people. That's all you want to fucking talk about.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
occasionally it's gonna sneak through. I get that. Everyone
Right.
has an opinion. You have full
Sure.
as American, you have full right. Do that. You have talk. Yeah,
Right.
go ahead. Doesn't mean I have to
Right.
follow it. But like I
Yeah.
said, if you're not a politician or a news outlet, and all you want
Yeah.
to do is be political, I'm just going to mute, unfollow, or leave you. Like, and that's fine. It's like I'm not gonna berate you. You do you.
Yeah.
You if that's what you're
Yeah.
enjoying.
Yeah.
But I'm tired of it.
Yeah. It
Um,
gets exhausting and it gets sad. Like I get sad when I see on either side just too much of that.
mhm.
And if you're a friend, I'm gonna mute you. We're
Yeah,
still gonna be friends. I'm still gonna like your posts and engage with them. But yeah, if you post either way too much, especially antagonizing stuff, I'll typically just mute you.
yeah.
Good,
Also,
good.
yeah,
That's reasonable, by the way.
yeah.
If you disagree with us, it's okay.
Yeah. You can disagree with me. I don't care. Like whatever. I'm not. I'm just tired of it.
Mm.
It's also it's like especially when it's just like you're non-American and you want to talk about American politics. I'm just like I don't know what country.
Oh
I'm like I
yeah,
don't care at all.
that's interesting.
Like
That's
I
I
mean
haven't.
regularly. Like occasionally, like, occasionally things are gonna pop through. So I'm not gonna berate that. And like I'm not gonna unfollow people for that. Like you do
You know,
you. But like
one positive thing I will say is I actually don't see it very often on my social media.
I don't on my Facebook because I started doing that earlier, of just unfollowing people or snoozing them when things got out of like hand. But Instagram, I haven't really been doing that. But also, I'm like, it's because of the stories. Like, and if I don't have the app, I might not see the stories, so I don't care, and I'll just see what I want to see, which is fitness people, retro video game stuff, and Warhammer
Hmm.
and updates from Taylor Swift. Yeah, the usual.
Of
That's all
course.
I care about.
Which, by the way, don't be afraid to post that stuff. It's
Oh yeah,
just,
yeah, yeah. Don't be
you know,
afraid. Yeah,
I'm not saying that, but we're saying like, hey, be aware that some people don't care and they don't want to be sad because of
yeah.
they don't have their day ruined because it's just all they hear is this negative
Yeah,
news.
and never take the fact that someone doesn't want to see it as not being informed. I am informed. I stay informed.
Sure.
Trust me, I don't have an echo chamber. I have a wide variety of friends either. I'm tired of every part of it. I don't
Right.
care which side you're on. I'm tired of every part of it. Um, Now, if you want to talk about the politics of Altdorf versus Nuln with Marienburg, let's get into that. Would be fun.
Please, please. And the Tanya Empire. Let's talk about that.
Oh man, city states that'd be fun. That'd be. I actually I have no idea how to begin with that.
Yeah, yeah, it's weird. You know what would be very interesting is how countries that are separated by countries, like they don't have any land borders, but they are still good, quote, good countries in old world, how they think of each other.
Well, I mean, we're kind of seeing that with Grand Cathay versus the old world. Like they're not. necessarily
Yeah.
borders. But it's also very interesting because they kind of Mary suit up Grand Cathay a little bit. I
Mm,
mean, granted, if your leaders are literal ancient dragons from before the old ones, they're gonna have a thought of they know what to do more than other people, and I
sure.
completely get that. Um,
Sure.
but yeah, that'd be. We need a specialist game design studio of politics of the old world, like a diplomacy thing, but it's all old world focused. Let's do it,
Make old world great again. Moga.
Moga.
It's awful.
Make Altdorf great again.
Make old
I mean,
world great
like I said,
again.
this stuff just writes itself.
Dude, if I see
Their
a
colors
guy
are their
wearing
colors are red and blue too.
if I see a guy wearing a MAGA hat and it says "Make Altdorf great again," I would laugh so hard. That is
It
hilarious.
would be pretty freaking hilarious. But also, it's
What,
just
what,
like
what are the colors of Altdorf?
red and blue. So it's
Red and
it's
blue.
it's it's yeah.
Dude, that is hilarious. A red and blue hat. Oh my goodness.
Now you got to represent Nong. 'Cause we're from Pittsburgh. That's the black and yellow.
Right, right.
Stay iron steel, baby. Anyway, we're gonna
This
we're
this went in a direction I did not expect going, by the way.
well, it's like I said, sometimes jokes do just write themselves, and like satire is fine. Like I'm not opposed to satire. I play Warhammer. I know satire. Um,
No,
but
Warhammer is serious. I mean, take it seriously. You
all
don't
right, well, you
understand.
guys can go cancel Fit Hammer because he's back. Fit underscore Hammer. Go there.
Oh, yeah, he's back.
He did.
That
I mean, hey, listen. You came back. I realized today though, I did unfollow your second account
guy. Why?
because it's the same thing. It's just you reposting your other stuff.
Yeah, but what happens if I lose my main
Then
account
I'll go
again?
follow it again because you will tell me because I know you in real life. I have that benefit.
Sure,
I have
sure.
that benefit.
Yeah, I don't do anything on my second account. It's just there.
Well, I mean, it's good that you're doing it because it eventually bleeds. Maybe a few people that started following there bleed over to your main account,
Yeah,
which where they
it's
belong.
it's literally just a backup. So I'm gonna post to both, and just in case I lose the main one again.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, go to fit underscore hammer. That's who you want to follow and or cancel, depending on the comments you've heard today. It doesn't matter
Cancel,
because America, baby,
cancel.
freedom of speech. We're doing what we want.
Oh my goodness, this is why I live in the States. Is I shouldn't get canceled.
I live here because I was born here, and I just
That's
realized
fair.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's a great country.
Anyway, today we're going to talk about to help lead into the Gunpla section where Matt's going to walk us through like an intro Gunpla stuff. Alex and I are going to talk about a little bit of our other hobbies besides Warhammer. So this is the least Warhammer focused Warhammer podcast, even more so today, because we do have different interests and things, and I'm more, I think, open about it at least on my social media. Um, I don't really bring that stuff up here on this podcast. I do try to keep the podcast slightly more focused, but if the focus is being unfocused, we can dive into it. But um, just talk about some of our other hobbies, some other things that we do to, I guess, entertain ourselves, hang out with friends.
Yeah.
Just to, I guess, to kind of just be real with everybody here and just like let you know who we are and what we do other than this in case this is the only time you get to interact with us and all that fun stuff. So do you want to begin with one, Alex, or you want me to begin?
Yeah, sure. And it's weird because I don't know if I call them hobbies,
Well,
right?
there's lifestyle things too.
Yeah, other things to do in my life. The biggest one for myself would be my faith, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am a Christian. This is not something I bring to this podcast because this is not what this is about. But it is a big thing in my life. I became a Christian when I was 21. And since then, it's been a pretty major part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
I go to church. I like to learn about the Bible. I like reading books about the Bible. I usually read one every couple months at least. Like to be more knowledgeable so I can talk to people about Christianity. I'm not like a preacher or pastor
Yeah,
or
he's not an evangelist. He's just
not in that sense. But anybody who has interest, I will talk to. So yeah, it's just I enjoy it. This is the uh, I believe this is the most important relationship in my life is with God, and it kind of the way I think about it is everything good that I do comes from God. Everything bad comes from me.
Yep, there you go. That's, I
If
mean,
you enjoy this podcast, that means it's from God on my side of things. And if you don't like it, you can blame me.
listen. If this podcast is good and you are not liking and subscribing, that's an insult to God, according to Alex, and you're going to hell.
I did not say that.
Repent and like and subscribe. No, I'm kidding.
Repent and like and
No,
subscribe.
no,
Yeah, don't do that.
that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, no, that Christianity is like I'm born and raised Catholic too, so I try to be a good person more than follow scripture, I guess, per se. But no, it's a good thing to have that relationship in your life to get your philosophy going, essentially.
Yeah.
Start with like an easy one for me. Gardening. So I
Mm,
always talk about garden, but gardening is actually a hobby I do very much enjoy. I got that from my grandfather and grandmother. They had a bigger garden than I had. Even my grandfather today, actually today, after this podcast, I get to give him a call. It's his birthday, late 80s. He still gardens. He can't take care of the big garden he used to, but he still has a couple raised beds, and still his garden crushes mine every year. I had a bigger garden than him this past year, and he outgrew stuff than me. And I'm like, I'm learning from him. So, but I like learning how different plants can help feed other plants. So you plant like tomatoes next to beans, next to corn and cabbages, and like how they feed on different nutrients and how to replenish the garden without being like chemicals essentially. Like there's some chemicals, but like I mean harsh chemicals. Like I don't use pesticides. Actually, if I catch a spider inside my house and it's gardening season, I catch it inside my house, I take it outside, and boom,
that's awesome.
like
I love that.
it's gonna live in the plants to help eat the bugs. So
Yeah. Wow.
like
New home.
yeah, I honestly there's a big part of me that like really wishes I didn't have any of this going on and I was just like a farmer. So it's the closest
Sure.
I can get without.
Sure.
I don't have a couple $1 million to buy a farm, unfortunately.
Right. Right.
But yeah, gardening's
Well,
a
sell all your Warhammer armies, professionally painted on eBay. There you go.
yeah. But then I could at least maybe pay off half my mortgage if I did that at best.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
We'll see. But yeah, gardening that's gonna be one of mine.
Yeah, cool. Gardening's great. I honestly, I'm going to struggle with this list because I feel
Okay.
like I don't do many, many more things before besides like Warhammer lifting and faith. If somebody else were to ask me like, "Hey, tell me a few things that define you," and I'm like, "Yeah, those are the three." Um, but I will say that I also really enjoy camping and hiking.
Yep.
Just coming back from a camping trip, I mean, honestly, one of my favorite parts of camping is when it gets dark and you don't have internet. Really, real camping, you should not have internet access, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah.
And when you don't have internet, it's getting dark. So the only source of light you really have is a bonfire, and then it kind of eventually goes out. Everybody goes to bed, and you fall asleep outside in the tent to the sounds of nature.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a good time.
That is just so peaceful, so good. Fresh air, slightly uncomfortable, but it's okay because you are having such a good time. So I usually do it at least once a year,
Hmm.
often twice. Some seasons I've done as much as three times a year. It doesn't happen very often. It really just happens primarily with a few friends of mine. But it is something I really, really enjoy. And my life is better because of it.
Well, what's your favorite season to camp in?
I like fall.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know if right now technically it's fall yet.
No, we got
Um,
a couple more. I think another week before fall kind of kicks in, but like you like the crisp, cool weather.
Yeah, basically cool in the morning, warm during the day, and then cool in the evening. It's my favorite.
Yeah, I like honestly when I did it as a kid, we always go in summer, but I always wished it was like late fall.
Hmm.
Like even like waking up to like a heavy frost would be fine for me. Just like super cool all the way would be my ideal.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Camping in the summer is hard. I remember a Smoky Mountains trip, and like you would wake up just sweating,
Yeah,
drenched because it's so hot.
yeah. It's I have to like just summer in general, not necessarily even camping, but
Mhm.
summer in general. I have to like mentally be prepared. Be like, all right, I just have to remember what it's like to be sweaty
Yeah,
because I'm just going to be sweaty when I step outside. And
yeah,
even if I'm doing nothing, I'll get a little bit sweaty.
yeah. Unless you're European, and then you're just sweaty all the time.
Well,
Air conditioning.
they don't have air conditioning. They don't or aren't allowed air conditioning. I don't whatever. Like I, like I said, I don't think about their political stuff, so I don't really. They have their
It's
reasons.
not
It's
suffer.
sure.
That's what they like.
Come to come to America. Get air conditioning, guys. Come on, I don't know.
Here's that, Kevin. Come to America.
Actually, come to America just so we can hang out, have a good time. Bring your family. We'll take you out to lots of dinner places. Um, take you to the gym. Yes, yes. Anyway, um, so another one for me that it probably the most common. I'll kind of encapsulate it without stretching out into two. I could split into two, but video games is a big part. Like
Mhm.
that was a big, big hobby for mine before Warhammer. Um, like that's what I did growing up. But Game Boy, Sega, Pokemon, Sonic, Mario, like all that. I was all into that. Um, even to the point that when I got out of college as like a what I thought would be a temporary job, I started working at GameStop, shit company. Never worked for them. Uh, like it's seriously, but like
So many.
I moved up. I had fun while I was there. Like the people made it fun, customers made it fun. It helped me cut my teeth on sales, which is other stuff I do now. But
Yeah.
um, I enjoyed it. I got to see lots of cool stuff at my time working at GameStop. Go to like the manager trips, see the back end, see a Nintendo spokesperson literally swear on stage. Was awesome. But then when I left that job, well, when I was fired from that job because I started making too much money, because that's what they do. And they find the reason to bop you and get you out to hire some young college kid that like I was when I came in to pay
Sure,
cheaper.
sure.
Um, but so after that is when I kind of dove into Warhammer because like I didn't want to touch video games. You get like kind of burned, but eventually I started
Right.
coming back to it. I still enjoy lots of video games, play them fairly regularly, and more importantly, within the last like year and a half, maybe closer to 2 years now, um, rediscovering my love for retro video games, like all those
Mhm.
classics, because the modern video game structure kind of sucks a lot of ass. Um, I am not a you will own nothing and like it type person. I will own my stuff and I will do what I wish with it, please, sir. Um,
Yeah.
so like I get it. Like I have Steam games, I have all that sort of stuff, but um, I like owning physical copies of games to be able to play.
Mhm.
So retro is a lot more accessible for that.
You have to do that almost.
Yeah, whereas modern, there's some modern stuff. I get it. I get some things, but like, there's benefits of the modern stuff. There's not. It really, if things were archived better and companies weren't pieces of shit with how they manage digital stuff, it wouldn't be as much of an issue. But
I see what you mean.
their
Yeah.
greed is out leveling their care of the history that they're creating.
Sure.
Um, I'm not gonna complain about cost too much because like every hobby you do is expensive. Warhammer's expensive, golf's expensive. That's just life. Um, but yeah, but like, then also my wife really like, also likes that stuff too. She's more of a video game person, never really left.
Mhm.
And then we also discovered we like tinkering with the old retro stuff, like fixing up and modding Game Boys and things like that. So I've learned how to like really solder well over the past year, like how to
Yeah.
crack open like old classic hardware and repair it and do all this kind of cool stuff like that.
Soldering like actual
Yeah,
like
like I have
metal.
a whole soldering
No
kit on
way.
my desk. Yeah.
That's cool, man. I didn't know you were doing that for the video games.
Oh yeah, no, it's like you have to replace batteries on some of the old cartridges. It's fun. It like
Cool.
so that's eaten up a lot more of my time. Um, Not because I've lost interest in Warhammer.
Sure.
I still love Warhammer, but it's kind of like catching up on some missed time a little bit with that. And on top of that too, it's I don't know, it's scratching an itch that I needed scratch that Warhammer doesn't scratch right now because I have I mean you've seen me over the past 4 or 5 years. I've painted way too many armies than I'm ever gonna play with. Like I'm kind of at that point where I'm like I have plenty, so I need to be
Yeah.
more selective.
Yes. You don't need to buy a whole new army every few months.
Right, which was kind of what I was doing for a while because
You
it
definitely were
was
doing it
cheap
for a
too.
while. I'm like, oh, Chuck is starting a Caradron's army. Okay. Oh, Chuck is starting Firestar's army. Okay. It's just,
Yeah,
is he gonna play those? Probably not. Okay.
maybe like twice. I don't know, but that's what Grand Cathay. It's here. Like I'll get to it when I get to it. Yeah. So like I said, it fulfills the regular need a lot more without me, and there's a lot more for me to catch up on and consume. So like I'm kind of more of my time and energy has gone there lately than Warhammer per se, but not from a lack of caring about Warhammer, but just preference right now.
Yeah. Great. Uh, one another thing for me, I get, and I know you enjoy it as well. It's weird to call it a hobby, but ever since I was like a little kid, I was into anime.
Yeah. Hmm.
So anime is still a very big part of my life. Whenever I find something that looks good, or maybe an old school anime that I watched when I was a kid, I enjoy it. It's not like an active hobby, something you do, but it is every week I'll watch a few episodes of whatever current anime I'm interested in, and I don't do it just to do it. It's like if there's a show I don't like, I'm
You
not
just
gonna
stop. Yeah.
I'm gonna stop. Like, oh, this is stupid, or if there's too much fan service, or if it's like this, not something I'm enjoying. But yeah, there's always an anime recommendation. This guy, if you ever want to get into it, anybody listening, I really enjoy it.
I'll say same for me. It's something else too. Like I did a lot more in college. We went to
Sure.
anime conventions well before I did Warhammer conventions,
Right, okay.
cosplayed, all that fun stuff. Um, yeah, but like well, I've been enjoying anime more too, like alongside the wife. Actually, Matt, which maybe we'll be talking about the Gundam anime, obviously, but
Mhm.
um, there's like a weekly little group with like our Final Fantasy 14 guild people, where we watch 3 episodes of an anime. We vote on the series. So, um, but also, but besides that too, like I'm with you. Actually, there's one that it popped into my brain while watching another video that was kind of talking about Adult Swim stuff, which maybe
Mm.
it's called the Internet Pit Stop. It's another great vibe. I'll put a link down below to that.
Okay.
Um, actually, yeah, if you have any links to any people you watch content on of these other hobbies, we'll add them to the show notes too. But it's one of those things like where like he talked about it. I was just like, I forgot about that anime entirely, and I never finished it. Called Witch Hunter Robin. So I'm actually gonna be diving into that soon. So it's
Cool.
like, yeah, it's just like, oh, like memories hit me hard. Like, so I'm an anime fan too. So I guess I can claim that.
Yeah. It's a good time. It's a good time. I mean, and when I grew up, I'm not sure if you were into it, but I actually I've done it. I've done it recently. I have a few, but I was into manga, and it's just basically what anime typically is based on.
Hmm.
So secondarily, in addition to that, into reading manga, which I guess that one is a bit more hands-on
Right.
experience. And yeah, so I still do it occasionally, and I like having a physical copy. I'm looking at a couple over there, but being a kid in high school, not having any money, it was a lot of just reading on the phone.
Yes. I had a few manga that I would buy. I never really say I completed, other than like maybe some small series.
Sure.
My wife, on the other hand, Alex, next time you come over to my house, just say like, "Hey, can you show me where your wife's manga is at?" And I will, and you'll be like, "Holy fucking shit!"
Is there a lot? Okay, I'd love to see that. It is
It's a
something.
lot.
It is hard because a lot of those series. I mean, you could. Yeah, how I don't know how you have space
I
to hold all the
Yeah,
chapters.
there's some where I'm like, I don't know, like I don't know, like I what I did is I just like had it all and I put it all in a place.
Yeah.
You you know the hutch in my house where I have my
Uh-huh.
Warhammer trophies?
Sure.
That
Yes.
whole bottom stacked full of
Wow.
manga, and then there's also some on the bookshelf that you don't see too.
Dang. Wow. That's a
Yeah.
I usually will buy a few after I've read like of the manga I've read
Mhm.
before. But I'll buy like the few um, compilations. They usually will have like three of the sections that I really liked,
Yeah.
like a certain arc. I'm like, okay, let me buy a whole manga so I can re-experience it, physical copy. But yeah, some of those series, it first of all, it costs so much money
It has a lot of money, yeah. Like 15 bucks
to,
per book,
to
yeah.
actually have the whole series in manga form.
Once again, hobbies are expensive.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. 100%.
I'm trying to think any other hobbies that I have. I mean, because that kind of does start. I guess enjoying sports teams. So
Oh yeah,
I
you
guess
do
because
that.
I do put a lot of effort into that. So um, I will watch the random hockey game for Pittsburgh's Penguins.
Mhm.
If they're in the playoffs, I will watch pretty much every game. Same thing with the Pirates. Pirates don't get to the playoffs, so I don't have to worry about it. But like I'll watch the home openers. I'll watch some stuff. I try to go to a game every couple years. Now Steelers, I will watch every Steelers game. And then my Arsenal, which is my Premier League soccer team, I will watch or listen to all of their games as long as I can. Sometimes the timing
Sure,
gets a little bit off, but I
sure.
I actually do really like I've been in and out of sports back and forth, but like I just really enjoy like that the goal is to just sit and enjoy this. I don't know why. Like I like the competitive back and forth. I like seeing good skilled players out there. Um trying to think about how much money they have compared to me. But it's fun to have a team to root for. And like I
Sure.
said, it's not, you know, like sure, I'm an Arsenal fan, so I'm like, haha, suck it, Tottenham, or like I'm a Steelers fan, so like, screw you, Cleveland. But I really don't care. Like we'll make the jokes, but like it's
It's
nice.
fun. It's fun with engaging with other, especially when you have friends who are fans of the other teams.
Well, it's nice because it's like, yeah, our differences are sports teams, and we'll enjoy the mocking of that. But really, we both just like this sport, which is a
Right.
fun feeling.
Right. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun. I've never gotten into sports myself, but it's fun.
Hey, listen, it's never too early.
I'm a true nerd in heart.
No, not yet, because I've also gotten into historical like wargaming and
Oh,
historical
that's fair.
battles.
Yeah,
You
I
need to
haven't
get there.
started. I haven't started listening to a World War II podcast yet, so I have
Oh,
time.
Listen, Dan Carlin. You don't
I'm
even start
okay.
World War II. You can go farther back.
I think once I hit 40, I'll consider
It
it.
was about 37 for me, but you know,
Never too young.
never too young. I'm a millennial. I've been through some shit.
Sure.
I'm
Sure.
more. I look younger than I am. I'm gonna look like this
You
when I'm
look
like
much younger
80.
than me.
Yeah, yeah. Mentally, I'm up here. I'm like 87.
Right. Right. Physically, I mean, you could be like 32 easily.
Well, I mean, listen. As long as you're unbothered and don't cause issues for people, you can stay looking young. That's the goal.
100%. 100%.
I need to trim though.
I have good facial hair too. I have facial hair and
I
nice locks.
I've been blessed with the facial hair and the hair thing. Thank you, mom and dad and Jesus. All right, like it's there and it's good.
You do kind of have like a handsome buff Jesus vibe.
I still I would I my ideal physique. I wonder if I can find it here. Hold on, let me.
Oh no. Oh, is that the Korean Jesus?
Yeah, I want to see if I can find
Oh
Korean.
goodness. Oh goodness. I know exactly what you're talking about.
There it is.
Beautiful.
Open image, new tab. It's on Reddit. That's fine. There you go, everybody. There's the ideal Cole's Korean
That's your. If you look like
Jesus.
that, you've achieved
The,
peak level
this
4.
unit of a Jack Jesus statue in South Korea is the title. Anyway,
They know what's up. They know what's up.
I don't. That's huge. That's massive. Anyway,
Yeah. That's so fun. I want to see where it's at. I also wonder on the scale. Like, is it like this, or is it like
no,
bigger
I
than
think it's like massive. I think it's like taller than building size. I'm pretty sure.
phenomenal? I
Yeah,
would love to see that.
but I'm trying to think any other hobbies like tinkering, tech stuff, video games,
Yeah,
sports, gardening.
nothing consistent. No things I've tried, but nothing consistent.
Yeah, I mean usual typical stuff, I guess. That and then obviously Warhammer. Warhammer's here for life.
Warhammer is here to stay. Did you ever have a season since you started Warhammer where you kind of stopped Warhammer for a while?
This is the closest I've been to just I guess burnout slash not feeling as motivated for it. But
Hmm.
it's not stopping. Like I'm still watching Warhammer content. I'm still list building for Old World, not Sigmar. You guys can't make a good list building game. But no, ever since it kind of kicked off, it just got more and more rampant. But like I said, I think it's kind of reached that peak of I'm very happy with where I'm at with the hobby, the level of hobby, and things I've achieved in the hobby. That I'm just kind of enjoying the hobby as it is right now, which is just painting as I feel like it.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
never, no, I was never, I know the typical story, maybe what you're talking
Right.
about, which is you find it as a really young kid, then you find dating.
Or
And
like career or
no,
job.
every story I've heard, it's
It's
always
always a
dating.
girl.
Yeah. If it's a guy, it's
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
I found attractiveness and I want to go date that. And that takes up the time and you can't talk about Warhammer. And then later you're then married or at least happy with the partner, whatever level, and you get back into Warhammer. I
Right.
found Warhammer after I was pretty much like engaged.
Score deal.
So I've had a very different arc. But yeah. What about
I
you?
don't remember. It's so weird. It's like a almost a core memory. I can envision sitting myself, and it was when I was still in Russia, and I think I got into Warhammer, and I got into miniature painting before Warhammer for about a year, and then I got into Warhammer when I was 11. And a couple of years later, I was really into it. I had some painted models, and I played some games. And I think for about a year, I had a season where I was like kind of dropped it, and I have this core memory of sitting and looking at my Warhammer stuff. And I'm like, oh, I haven't done Warhammer for a while, and that's it. And ever since then, I did Warhammer
Oh, there you go.
all through high school, all through college, and then since in adult life.
Well, there you go. That's good that you just always been consistent with it.
Even when I had, obviously, I'm single now, ladies. But if you're into working out, Warhammer, and love Jesus, hit me up. Anyway, even when I was dating somebody, I was always very open with them about hobby, and I never stopped.
Yeah, I mean that's the one thing that I'm happy to see too, because I've always just been like, this is me, not hiding anything. Like so you see my social media, it's just like I'm like whatever, you can like me or not, I don't care. Um, but that's the best way because then you find the right person for you. I feel
I mean, you don't want to hide that stuff. Um,
I cannot
you
hide
know,
my Warhammer.
Right, you literally cannot hide your stuff. Your
Physically
file
cannot
is safe.
anymore. Um,
And I think honestly, it's also way more acceptable nowadays. Not that it shouldn't be acceptable, but it feels more that the nerd culture in general
yeah,
is much
it's the nerdy culture is definitely much more mainstream, which has its goods and bads. Um, so
sure.
yeah, like
Sure. If it, yeah, yes, yeah, that's a whole other episode.
that's a whole other
It's
episode, which we're not gonna do.
negative. It's
Uh,
actually not a bad idea. Positives and negatives of your hobby going mainstream.
yeah,
Yeah.
because like honestly too, like yeah, like I'm trying to think, like I really don't care about Marvel anymore. I have not cared about Marvel since like a long time ago because it got burned out, and then to be fair, the Marvel kind of adult person got to be the Disney type of adult person. I'm just like,
Yeah.
you enjoy it, you have a great time. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be over
Yeah.
here because
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to talk about the glory of the Emperor, not
Exactly. I hope it doesn't happen with Warhammer. I have hope for it. We have a pretty strong
I
sense of community of like what community
I I.
wants.
I it's never gonna be the same thing. I don't think just because the core of this whole Warhammer thing, like the lore is great. People love the lore, and I love it. People just like painting, but the core of this is gonna be still it's gonna be more niche than other stuff we've seen go mainstream, just because of the effort and time it takes. Not because
Sure.
it's gonna be looked down upon, but I just see that like in this new digital age, the tactileness isn't always the easiest thing to latch on to, which that's another whole episode. Like, how's Games Workshop going to handle this in the future as we become more and more digital with like one of the one of the few real tactile hobbies that's still making new stuff. Like retro video games not making new stuff. There's a few things, but like like but
Sure.
like it's tactile, but like it's all old stuff and a few new
Yeah.
things from passionate people. Whereas Warhammer and Wargaming, like D&D, like I guess another. I haven't practiced. I haven't done D&D in a while, but like that's another hobby too. Like, but that also helps tie into this sort of stuff, tabletop role playing games. So it's like,
Yeah. Do you get asked often when people ask what Warhammer is like, is that D&D?
not
Is
so
that like
much
D&D?
anymore. But like early on, it was like it's like a D&D. I'm like, yeah, it's D&D meets chess with a lot more models, and I'm like,
Right.
just
That's what
about
exactly that's exactly what I say. But I feel like people heard of D&D. So when I tell them about Warhammer, they're
yes,
like, "Oh, I feel like I've heard about it somewhere. Is that like D&D?" And then I will go for a minute conversation of that it's kind of like D&D, but it's not actually.
yeah. But I think a lot more people now know what Warhammer
Mhm.
is, at least probably obviously 40K, but like I think people just understand it more now that they can look at it and go, honestly, it to the detriment of other games out there. Like it's gonna be like we don't call tissues tissues, we call them Kleenexes, which is a brand.
Ah,
And like
oh, I
people will
see.
see all types of miniature games and call it Warhammer in the future. That
Oh,
which
interesting.
which is great for Warhammer, bad for other people trying to do non-Warhammer
That's
games.
interesting. I haven't seen that yet, but
I think that's the highest. That's when like we peaked.
that's actually a good point. Yeah. Huh.
But regardless, um, to help segue into the section with Matt that'll be coming up here, yeah, shortly. Alex, have you ever done any sort of Gunpla building? Oh, there he comes. There he is. I knew the answer to this already.
Oh, that
Nice.
from you. It's really fun to build, and I like looking at him. I don't really change his poses too much, but it's a
Yeah,
big
I
old like halberd almost.
yeah, like a Howard base. Actually, you have to maybe send me a picture. I can show it. It's me and Matt are gonna put pictures up of ours.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I gave it to you like randomly just for something to build and have
I
fun
think it
with.
was for Christmas or
Was
birthday.
it? Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't
Was
know.
it? Okay.
It's one of those two.
Okay. Was it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I can't remember. It all blurs.
It was really fun to build. It's so shiny. It's so cool.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think it's a high grade one, which is what it was called. Which we'll get into that later, everybody, if you
no
stick around
idea.
for Gunpla. But yeah,
Really don't know anything about
but
it.
I guess to say that what would be nice is even if you like Warhammer and Gunpla are very different and very similar in a lot of ways.
Especially from the towel.
Yes, uh, but the reason I'm saying that too is even if you are a Warhammer person, you've never tried Gunpla, that Gunpla I got you, I think that was like 15, $20.
Oh
They
yeah.
haven't really increased in cost too much on like the basic level sets. I would encourage everybody, like, give it a go, because you're seeing a lot more people out there in the Warhammer space talk about it. Because there is painting competitions, and let me tell you, you think Warhammer miniature painters are good? Oh my god, you should see some of the Gunpla stuff. It's mind blowing what they do. Yeah, sun's setting on Alex here,
Yeah,
so
sun is setting.
we'll wrap
It
it up.
means we're running out of time.
We're out of time, yeah. But I would just encourage everybody before we go into it, like, go, like, you can buy them at Barnes Noble, Amazon. Buy like a $15-$20 Gunpla that looks cool. You're not going to need many tools, as you're going to see, and just build it. Have fun with it. See what it's about. Sorry.
It's really fun, and it's so inexpensive, and it looks pretty on your shelf. Why not? I recommend it.
Yeah, so that'll be the encouragement. But Alex, thanks for your time today.
As usual, it's a pleasure.
We'll see you on the next one. But for now, it's going to be over to me and Matt, where we're going to talk about Gunpla, and he'll probably talk about Chaos Dwarfs too. There'll be a little Warhammer.
I cannot wait for Chaos Dwarfs.
I can't wait to get beat them. We'll see what happens. I don't know what they're like, but anyway.
Be one of those two.
We'll catch all of you over with Matt.
See you guys.
And we are back with the most professional podcast guest you have ever seen. Because being the Gunpla episode, Zigga Zigga Zeon is here with the shirt, Big M. Big M himself.
Oh, yeah.
Should we call you Mars? Big M, Mars? Does that make sense?
No, Mars is small.
Okay, that's fair. All right, fine. Fine. And most scientifically accurate co-host. All right. Matt, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Good. I'm still struggling through the sickness. I'm at the end of it, which is why I'm having a beer. Also because it's Sunday when we're recording, Sunday evening, and the Steelers have won, and Arsenal at least drew. So it's a good day. Plus, I spent time with my niece. But anyway.
Gosh, watching a friggin' soccer game where people, European football, run back and forth for 3 hours just to get a draw.
It's more intense than you think. I also watch F1 on occasion too, as our mutual friend Dave will attest. So that's just circles.
At least that's a little different.
That's circles. At least someone wins.
Yeah, at least there you got some horsepower going.
Oh, Matt, I have to ask most important question of any guest ever, of anything of this podcast. How is your lawn?
It's back there.
Is it front too?
And the front, yeah.
Okay.
Got it both sides.
I was worried for a little bit.
Someone stole the front yard. I don't know where it went. Yeah, no, we thankfully our drought that our news is complaining about after having 3 straight months of rain.
Yeah.
It hasn't grown. We cut it and it's fine.
That's fair. That's still where I'm at. Although
I don't know.
My little app keeps saying rain in the coming days. I'm like, I don't believe you, but sure, yeah.
Yeah, they keep saying that. So I don't know if you want to delve a little deeper here. I do have I'm list crafting for lawn.
Oh, okay, for lawn. All right.
Yeah. Well, so the watchers at home will not see it, but there's a long, steep, short hill in my backyard that does nothing but grow weeds.
Yes, it's very good at that.
I found a website that actually offers like seed that just it only grows like a little bit, like some like flowers and stuff that bees like.
Wildflowers, just
yeah. And I'm still doing some research because I don't believe it, but I'm doing some research to see if I could put that on that hill, and then I wouldn't have to worry about, because again, you don't want to get rid of the roots, because if you get rid of all the weeds, you get rid of the roots. If you get rid of the roots, then you have flooding.
Yeah, you're going to be flooded. Yeah.
Right. So we need some root structure in that hill. So we're trying to figure out another battle plan.
Actually, I did see it recently. I can't remember what it is. It's a type of flower. You could probably mix into that at least. But it's a flower that helps monarch butterflies and kills lanternflies, since that's an invasive species for us. If I can find it, I'll send it to you, because I'm going to plant some of that. We don't get a ton out my way, but I want to make sure it stays that way.
Oh boy, we are prime.
Yeah, you're close enough that you get a lot in the city.
Well, I'll tell you, so that's one of the funny things is like 2 years ago, whenever they first showed up, I was like, oh, we don't have that many, but there was a tree that was kind of getting close to the house, so we cut that down, and literally the entire bark and branch system was all lanternflies.
So you just napalm it, just burn it.
Right?
I usually try and save every insect possible, but if you're an invasive species, nah, you got no chance with me. Because you're gonna get rid of the things I do like and I do save. So, oh well. Well, I hope the lawn continues to be existing.
Yeah,
Do you think
I
we'll
guess
have?
I do too.
Do you think we'll have one more mow before we're done for the year, at least? I say
Depends on how this week goes.
that's fair. Yeah, because it could get cold real quick and we could just be done.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Perfect. Well, actually, Matt, before we dive in, because I do want to ask about your hobby. It's been a while since you've been on, but I do have a little hobby update for everybody. I'm bringing it up on screen right here. I did my test model for my Grand Cathay Army.
Wow, that looks amazing.
Thanks, Matt. I know you look at it. Well, you've seen it. You saw it like 2 days ago. It was a quick scheme. Like I said, it's orange is the primary, green's the tertiary, and then actually it was not a lot.
Was that a green or was it like a turquoise?
It's jade green. So after the wash, maybe the camera lighting and everything might make more turquoise, but it is a jade green.
Okay.
Just a non-oil wash over top of everything. I think I might actually do the eyes on this army, at least like the white eyes, like I typically do. Mostly because this picture bothers me, but also because I think it'd be pretty easy with these guys.
Yep. Nope. That's what flesh shade's for. And if flesh shade's too much, you drop a little Agrax in there.
That's true. I could do that. We'll see. I started work behind me on the rest of that unit, so we'll see how that goes over time. But I'm just happy that I painted it and I was like, oh, this wasn't as awful as I think some people have made it out to be. Like building the army sucks. Painting the army doesn't. At least the infantry doesn't seem too bad. I'm sure other parts will suck, but that's an army.
Currently working on bull centaurs.
Ooh,
They're not turning out too bad.
It's a nice little corn scheme you got going on.
No, it's the original. Because I'm using this. I know my lighting sucks in here because it's a yellow light. That is actually Hashut copper on the trim there.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
all right, going full true to form with it.
Yeah. It'll be the Hellsmiths that I get a little crazy with. So we'll see how that turns out.
I have to say though, it is kind of nice not having like another army. Like, I know that's coming that I want to paint. Like Hellsmiths coming out was great because I know there's not going to be the Malarians army anytime soon or Tyrion.
Not until 5th edition.
I mean, probably they'll whatever. That'll probably be a worse edition. I'll still buy it, but
Yeah, my current hope, I'm hoping against hope because I know the 5th edition is going to be Stormcast versus somebody. What I'm really hoping is that it's going to be the new Fire Slayer line versus the next chunk of Hellsmiths.
I want Tyrion versus Malarian, and if they don't,
oh yeah,
if GW doesn't do it, they're a coward and they're cooked, baby. All right, we're calling it. We're
again,
done. Like you stop writing the game. We're gonna start writing it for you after 5th edition. If 5th edition is worse than 4th edition, we will start doing such heavy comp for Age of Sigmar. I call it right now.
Call it 5th Age.
No, we won't change the lore. We're not gonna be dumb about it. We're not gonna be like petty little annoying people. We're just gonna be like, thanks GW for your input. We'll write it from here.
Age of Bettermar. Well, so I mean, again, like, here's the thing. Hey GW, how about you take a year off from doing the price increases and just put out Angel Elves versus Demonic Shadow Dragon Elves?
Yeah, and we'll all be really happy, honestly. Like, seriously, there's nothing that we'd be upset about if you did that.
Now, again, we do have the issue of, the rank and file of the Shadow Dragon Elves being called an elite army, and it's going to be, they're all going to be hits on 4s and 5s, and it's going to be 20 models for 80 points, and, that's how elite goes.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, whatever. It's okay. It's okay. Anyway, we're not here to complain about Sigmar today.
I didn't complain.
Okay, fine.
I'm just giving sound advice. That's all I'm doing.
That's true. We're putting it out there for free. Whether they take it or not, they won't. They won't take it from smarter people than us, Matt. Do you think they're actually watching our channel?
Who? Well, no. Wait. Who's smarter than us?
Vince?
Please.
Okay. Someone
If he's so smart, why isn't he on this channel, huh?
Because I'm real lazy about getting guests on. I do want to get Vince on, and Vince is more than willing. In fact, maybe I will. Maybe I'll get him on his channel. Like, Vince, this podcast is all about complaining. The things you can't say on yours. Go. Zero monetization. Go. Let's have fun. No, anyway. Since it is Sunday, rare that we get to do this. We'll do a little bit of news here, too. So the preview for next week actually has me a little excited. And I hate that it has me excited. Codex Drukari.
I got you a little 40K boner going on. Huh?
Yeah, a little bit of 40K boner. I'm deep into Horse Heresy right now. But Lady Mal's, that's a beautiful sculpt. Matt, you've played what's that RPG that just came out last year? The big one. With Illithids.
You're talking Baldur's Gate?
Baldur's Gate, yeah. Does this not look like the character from Baldur's Gate? I don't know her name.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a lovely sculpt. I absolutely adore the continued corruption I have infested GW with make your dark elves the prettiest things. Make them the most cleanest, least dark elf looking thing while they're still wearing the most heinous armor. That's what Lady Mal's is. And she is. She's like super nice the way she runs things, but she's not nice.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for this sculpt. And every time I see Drukari come out, like I have a Drukari army. Also, they usually write the rules so wrong that the points drop so much that I actually don't physically have enough models to fill it to 2,000 points, which is frustrating because I when I built the army originally, I had 2,800 points. Within an edition, I was at 1,700. I'm like, why? But I might pick her up. Maybe dive it on the book. I don't know. It's weird. I don't have many 40K armies, so like buying all the books isn't too hard. But yeah, I'm excited.
I'd love to get my Votan painted. I just hate painting so much.
I understand.
And on top of that, I now would have to. So originally it was just like, hey, here's like enough units to cover all of the different roles. If you just paint a couple of everything, you'll have an army. Now it's like, well, now I actually have to figure out what everything does and how to play the game.
Yeah, they did what we want to happen to Fire Slayers, which is add new and unique, interesting units.
Right?
We'll see, but I'll see. I might dive in, buy the book, buy Lady Mal's. We'll see. I don't know.
Once again, just to confirm, that was not me complaining. That was just me confirming your complaint.
Yes, we are not complainers here. We are just
critiques.
Yeah, there we go. Critiques. Anyway, let's take Warhammer. All right. Let's put Warhammer in a little box where it belongs. Put it back in our heart. We do love Warhammer. Because today we're not talking about Warhammer. So as mentioned before, with Alex, I've noticed a lot of Warhammer folks have gotten into Gunpla recently. I think a big part of it's because of the Gundam Assemble game that's coming out next year. A lot of people who are influencers, take that as you will, are diving into it more. Actually, a lot of fun stuff. Actually, one person. This is actually not. This isn't a complaint. I like Hellstorm Mikey. He's a good guy. I got to meet him. His content's fun and exciting. And I don't ever bemoan people buying into an algorithm because they have to make him a living. He is painting I think it's a Tau model, or maybe it's a Necron model, but he glossed it, and then he started doing panel lining, like the panel lining pens, which we'll talk about for hobby, and he's like, it's working. He's building some Gunpla too, so it's like, what I love about this is people going, this is a fun hobby of Gunpla, this is a fun hobby of Warhammer. Not that people are taking Squidmar, taking Gunpla models and making them look like Warhammer models. Don't do that. Fuck that. Separate them. But realizing we can have these two different hobbies and we can learn off of different things. Because let me tell you, I've seen some, and I personally know and have met and have seen some exceptional absolutely out of this world miniature painting, like people out there. Like, I there's too many to name. But with that said, there is so many more amazing Gunpla painters.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
holy shit.
yeah.
So like there's room to learn for everything. And honestly, a lot of Gunpla painters also paint like 40K stuff too, because it's in Japan. They especially 40K. 40K is very big in Japan.
Not as big as Gunpla,
Not as big as Gunpla.
which makes me wonder if Assemble is going to be how big Assemble is going to do in Japan.
I'm curious. I mean, I know you and I are going all in on it, but like I'm staunchly like, if it's not Warhammer, I don't care for my miniature stuff. Like, I've played Star Wars. I meme. I saw Gundam Assemble come out, and I was like, yeah, I'm buying that, because I can't even one, I want it. Two, I would be a real jerk friend to deny Matt an opponent for that. Conquest, I can be a jerk friend about it. This one, I'm like, no. Matt needs to have his person that he can beat up. So,
Well, see, on top of that, there's also I can't remember the name of the system. There's already a system for total TTRPG. I think it's called Heavy something. I can't remember. I can see it, but I can't read it.
right.
That I've been wanting to run as like a Gundam thing.
Oh, yeah.
But trying to build an entire TTRPG using 1/144th Gundam kits for your models on the table, it's a little much.
It's
a little much.
That's a lot of work, yes. Matt has done well writing homebrew game systems of sorts too. It's like he's not inexperienced at it. It's just a lot.
Well, I'm talking about just getting the models on the table. At least with this, now I can go out and buy a bunch of Zaku's, paint them all up green, and there you go. You got there's your Zaku's.
That's the question I was going to be like, which side do you go on? So I go the opposite for you.
Oh.
I know now. Yeah.
Listen.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
On...
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying I want to make sure that I'll be the antagonist to your protagonist on this one.
I mean, as far as what I can tell from this, kind of the sample starters that they've released this year, because they have 4 sets. One where you play, where you get the original Gundam, and then his friends. One where you get Char Zaku and his compatriots. Then from Gundam, it's not Strike, Gundam Seed,
yep.
And then Gundam Wing. And even then, it's just the Oz faction. So I'm thinking that there's really not going to necessarily be factions so much as just bring what you want.
Oh, so like not even like you're going to bring... Okay, I could see that. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't looked at the rules yet. I haven't looked to see what came out with those starter sets. But I think it would be really cool if you could leave your universe, because I think it might be kind of hard to be like, okay, so here's your Oz faction, here's your Operation Meteor faction, here's your
True. Yeah, like
Xeon.
You can release them as kits, but
right.
And I was bringing up the website. We were looking at that while you're chatting about that a little bit too. But yeah, no, I think you're probably right. I mean, or at least you could see. I don't know. Like
I have a feeling, since it's Japanese, the way I kind of expect it to run is you're going to pick a hero. You essentially you'll have your hero slot, and then you'll have your support slots.
Okay.
So like you probably won't be able to do like, oh, I'm going to bring the Wing Gundam, the Epion, and the Tolgis. It would have to be like, I'm going to focus on the Wing, and then I'll bring Leos or something.
Right. No, that probably makes the most sense, because like I'm thinking, Star Wars X-Wing from Fantasy Flight was probably the closest to this, where the only separation was you were Rebel, Imperial, or Bounty Hunter. Mm-hmm. The Bounty Hunters kind of could play a little bit. They'd have like a little rebelish ship or a little imperialist ship, which is kind of cool, but generally speaking, you were locked to those factions. But within those factions, there was no restraints. I was Luke Skywalker running around with people who were not around when Luke Skywalker was there, like it was fine. Yeah. So like something, yeah, like here's the universe, just play the game. Like, okay,
yeah,
if you want to play your faction that makes sense, sure, but if you don't want to do that, you want to min-max, go have fun.
Yeah, I have a feeling that essentially, and again, this isn't for you. This is for the audience. This is probably going to play more. List building is probably going to look more like Shatterpoint, where it's like, hey,
That's true.
your hero's gonna buff these units. If you don't want to bring them, that's up to you.
That could work.
That's my assumption. Again, I have not read the rules yet. Once again, just to confirm.
Listen, next year when we start the Strength Pla Assemble podcast, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
we won't. We will just interfere with this podcast. If Matt gets really into it, we'll just start talking about it here as a regular segment. Which is funny because I'm actually thinking. So, fantasy ended. Sigmar was picking up. The big thing that happened in the interim, but the interim, yes, there's the word. Between that and Sigmar really gaining ground, even though I was playing Sigmar, it was Star Wars X-Wing.
Yeah.
If Sigmar and 40k keep on this slight nosedive that they're in right now, Gunpla could take up some of these people.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta watch
well,
out.
again, I mean, I honestly believe that one of the reasons why we're seeing this surge in Gunpla right now is because regardless of whatever economics you want to cite and everything,
Sure.
the increases are going beyond what people are willing to pay for Warhammer. Even though, once again, they've had record profits.
Yeah.
I think we're doing the roller coaster thing where we're getting near the top.
I mean, yeah, it's a constant cycle. I mean, honestly, I think what's helping it so far right now the best is the fact that the specialist design studio, like Horus Heresy and Old World, are phenomenal games of what people like me and you want, of that old style Warhammer, with enough modern to keep it not terribly convoluted, but not so simple that we're like, this is boring and I don't want to play it.
Yeah, I will say I think the one thing they do have going for them right now is they're doing a good job. Like, it feels like they've kind of pared down like Warcry's kind of in the background. Underworlds is really just there for the artists.
Sure.
It's like, here's this skirmish game, large scale, and then here's 3 niche if you include Middle Earth, that all cover different bases and different feels.
Well, Middle Earth, I apologize everybody, I'm trying to mute when I cough. I'm bad at it, but Middle Earth is still great. Yeah, but it's still the niche one. Horus Heresy and Old World have definitely gained the traction I think necessary. Are they going to overtake 40k and Sigmar? Not for a long time. If they would, that would require the two maintaining their current trajectory of what they are.
Well, not even that. I would say, because I think by the time that it starts going down the hill, I think you're going to see it across all lines.
Okay.
Because it's just going to get to the point. For me, I think it's cost. I think you're never going to get some people to stop playing 40k just because they've been playing 40k since they were 13. And so again, one thing I've said on my channel or on my show, I don't think I've said it here before or not. I say, if you erased the Warhammer 40k mythos and existence out of our minds, and tomorrow Games Workshop releases the entire product the way it is right now, rules, models, paints, everything, it would fail because people would be like, why would I play this rule set? Why would I pay these prices?
Honestly, that's a great way to phrase that. You're probably right. It would sell, but it would be considered a failure, I suppose.
Right. Because again, the reason why basically 40k is just too big to fail, as it were. That's what all my friends do. I've already been playing it for so long. I already know it. I love the lore. I love the characters. I want to see where it goes next.
Well, the thing is, too, it's like, hey, and even Henry Cavill right now, he puts the picture, hope his leg gets better. He's laid up right now. He's looking at Horus Heresy, not 40k. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, you got custodians in 40k.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you do, yeah, 100%. But no, I mean, we'll see. Like, that's an interesting beast to untangle. Maybe we'll do a show with that later. because we've kind of talked about it here on the show before about like pricing just being too hard right now. Like, and I get it too. Like, it's easy for folks that are in it and be like, I have an army, I'm buying a unit, maybe a hero and a book.
Yeah.
That's more within budget. It is hard to buy a whole army right now.
Yeah. Well, again, I mean, I remember. So I got into the hobby about 20 years ago. Give plus or take, 2 years.
Right.
And I went straight into 40K. At that time, I struggled to get a full Space Marine army, and I think it cost me like $400.
Yeah.
And that was with extras.
Yeah.
So it was too expensive back then, and it's been growing faster than anything else. And again, like that's one of the other things you'll hear some people defend it, and they'll be like, "Well, that's just where the economy's going." And I'm like, "Okay, well, why doesn't Conquest do that? Why doesn't Kings of War do that? Why doesn't Marvel Crisis Protocol do that? Why doesn't Gunpla do that?"
I say, like, I've bought an entire Napoleonics 2,000 point technically army, $80.
Right. I mean, that's the thing is like
it's
what
still
we're getting
over 100
into.
models. It's very different beasts.
Yeah, what we're getting into here with the Gunpla, like I have a kit in the back, the O master grade.
Yep.
And it is no lie, the box is about 3 feet wide and about almost 2 feet wide, and it is just filled with runners. It is more plastic than an entire army of Age of Sigmar.
Well, okay, let me ask this before we dive into like the Gunpla in full now. How many hours would that take for you to assemble? This is the highest level grade, correct? Or at least the next.
So there's actually so as far as that goes, the master grade is what I would call the highest casual
let's
grade.
go through. I have a picture of the grades right now. Let's go through it right now. Let's just that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. So at this point,
mine starts with the chibi.
Okay, so your chibi will take you about a half hour.
Right, chibi's right here. All right, and then next up is, let me just close this. First grade.
First grade?
Yeah, it's called first grade, FG. So it's between the chibi and the high grades. This is right from like I think the Bandai website. So maybe use the I'll read what it says here. You give us the actual terms that maybe it's being used.
Sure. So I typically kind of veer away from these, but these are basically great if you wanted to just see if you like the hobby.
Okay.
Essentially, you just need a pair of nips and a set of files because the plastic's a little bit harder than GW's. And it would take you, I don't know, hour, 2 hours.
Gotcha. After that, then we have the high grade.
Right. And
these are coming up. They're more and more detail, not necessarily size.
Right.
Detail's the focus more than size on some of these.
Well,
not always.
So the first grade and the high grade both should be 1/144th.
Right, they are both 1/144th. And then the next one is 2 real grade, but
right. And so this is basically going to be your first level of, hey, this is something I enjoy doing. This is a suit I really like, and I don't want to spend forever to put it together. And again, also looking at an hour to 2 hours.
And let's be honest. Chibi one is probably $15.
Right.
I dove in directly into high grade. I guess as an experienced hobbyist.
Yeah.
They're between 20 and 30.
Right. And on top of that, I want to just point out that the high grade is, unless you're being a snob about it, like if you just want the model, high grade is a perfect level to be building.
They look good.
Right. They look good and not going to take up a lot of room. I think the biggest con you're going to get is some kits will rely heavily on stickers that will not stick.
Right. But we have pictures of our own examples too. But high grades where I think high grade, that's if you're a Warhammer person, start with high grade.
Yeah.
Like the cost it's not going to be extreme. You can buy them at a lot of different shops. Hobby shops. You go to any sort of anime convention, you're gonna find them everywhere. Really, any
Target, Walmart,
Barnes and Noble.
Yeah,
plenty. Yeah. So after that, is the one it's weird. I'm afraid of this one more than even though I've done one technically above it. A real grade. So I have one real grade kit. I'll show you later. I've not built it yet. I think it was still like $40. It was really inexpensive.
Yeah. So this is,
This is all USD, by the
essentially,
way, everybody. If you can't,
right.
remember, we're American, as if you couldn't tell.
Excuse me, I have to go get a refill on my cheeseburger.
Start shooting my gun here so everyone knows we're American.
So the real grade is one of my personal favorites.
Yeah.
It's also 1/144th.
Yes.
But they basically decided, you know what? Let's test ourselves to see how technical of a model we can make. So these are the ones where essentially you'll have like the knee and elbow joints will actually be on the runner already assembled. And you can actually bend them, and it actually has like not hydraulics, but you'll see like pipes and tubes going and moving in and out of them. This will take you probably, I would say, between 2 and 5 hours, depending on what it is.
It's
like if you get the RX,
yeah,
if you get the RX, you'll pump that out in 2 hours. If you get something like the Shenanju, which is he's right over there, but that'll take you probably closer to 4. These ones they're not hard. They're just, like I said, it's just time consuming. You just have attention to detail.
The best example I can say between a high grade and a real grade is building a giant from Age of Sigmar versus building the Sentinel from Grand Cathay. It's the same kit, more or less, same height and everything. There's just a lot of extra details and extra bits. You don't want to rush through it. What I will say though is the real grade will fit together a lot better than the Sentinel did. That was tough. Because also too, like let's be real too. These are meant to move and position and pose. All of these, so there is. You can't you can put it together wrong, but you're going to realize it very quickly. Right. And there's some things that you can't put together wrong. It's just a matter of the time sink and the enjoying of the process. Like these are about, especially from real grade up, you're about enjoying the process just as much as the end result.
Well, depending on what the next one is, I would say the next one is probably a step down in complexity.
That's true. Which is, I think, I can't remember which one I did, but the next one up is 1/100th. It's master grade.
Oh, okay. So I think they're kind of being phased out. Previously, there was a 1/100th scale that wasn't master grade.
Okay.
It was basically what the high grade is, just a little bit bigger. Because previously, before there was high grade, you just had 1/144th, and those were trash.
Gotcha. I think I've built one of these. I think it's my Wing Gundam is a master grade.
Yeah.
It was not as hard as I think the real grade's going to be, if I'm honest with you.
I think
well, also because the scale was different, that made it a little bit different.
Yeah. Well, now I will say if you're not sure if you have a 1/100th, if it's a master grade or not, it should have a little MG square in the corner. But if you have an inner frame, that's a master grade. If it doesn't, then it's just a regular 1/100th.
It does have an inner frame. Yeah.
Yeah. So as far as that goes, those are also completely dependent on what you are putting together. So like, again, going back to the original Gundam, the RG, or the RX, sorry. If you put the RX together, that's probably going to take you also probably about 4 to 5 hours.
All the pictures on here are all the RX. So
now, again, let me also take a pause so I can explain what I mean by put it together. So you have a couple different levels of put it together. You can literally clip, push them together, and move on with your day. That's level 1. That's basically I just want to have a model. The next level up is push, file the nubs.
Yeah.
And then the next level, I would call that like a half step because I think most people are going to file.
Yeah.
But the next step up is, and this is kind of where I live.
Panel lining.
It's clip, sand, and panel lining. Panel lining doesn't sound like a big deal, but my gosh, the difference it makes.
Yeah, okay, so panel lining essentially is this little, and I forgot to get a picture of it. It's a little Actually, I have one. I can show it later. Hold on. Let me keep talking, Matt. Let me find.
Yeah.
I gotta stand up.
So,
and get it.
and then of course on top of that, if you want to keep going, there are people who will paint literally every single piece. And then of course on top of that, you do have the choice of adding decals or not. Whenever you get into the real grade and the master grade, your choice of decals, they're going to have regular stickers like and then you'll also have water transfers like we know, but normal people wouldn't.
And back to us. I have these. I don't know if they're dried out or not, but they're two little Gundam markers essentially. But one is. Oh, that's actually the marker. Okay. Like it's not, the tips aren't going to show up. But essentially, you're putting. Go look at Hellstorm Mikey, by the way, just like he recently did it. But essentially, it's like it's dropping ink, and that just runs through the crevices. There's
basically two. There's two ways of doing panel lining. The first one that you were just talking about, Tamiya makes a bunch of those, where essentially it's like an ink kit. The model either needs to be left in regular plastic or it needs to be glossed.
Yes.
If you're going to paint it, you got to gloss it first.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to do that, or if you want to leave it matte, or you don't necessarily feel comfortable jumping onto that yet, what you can do is you can take the Gundam Bandai makes Gundam markers that have like the fine tip. I think we call them like macron.
One of these is the fine tip. Yeah. One of these is the fine tip.
No, that's going to be a paint marker there.
Oh, is it? Okay, there you go. That's why you're here, man.
Yeah. So it'll actually be a micro pen that we know, and it literally just fits in the panel line of the 1/100s.
Oh, okay.
And so what I'll do is I'll get either a cotton ball or a Q-tip, and I'll go through, like I'll go once and go back, and then I'll just rub it over with the.
Now, do you use rubbing alcohol?
No.
Okay.
No glue, no rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, no glue. We're going to mention tools here in a second. Let's go back and finish up the grades real quick. I think we're through them pretty well.
We're on to the master grade, so then we move on to the
perfect grade.
Perfect grade. This is 1/60th.
Yes.
This is going to take you. Okay, well,
this is going to be this is building an army.
This is a project.
This is building an army. It's going to take you a few weeks, probably.
Depending on how much time you put into it.
And you don't want to rush it. You want to enjoy what you're doing, because like each finger is going to be very articulated. Each finger.
Right. Where is my? Oh, I didn't even take pictures of mine. So here's one of the issues. The pictures I sent you. Is maybe 1/10 of my collection.
Oh, I know. Trust me. I almost reached out to our mutual friends, Dave, who's built a perfect grade. He went from high grade to perfect grade. That man's insane.
Right.
But you don't know Dave.
Right.
Dave's
and he
insane.
hated every second of it.
Yes. And this isn't Dave Roke. This is a different Dave. And I almost messaged our friend Adam, because you want to talk about this is his hobby. Like for Adam, that's his hobby. It's Gunpla. As far as like, I mean, like for tinkering with that sort of stuff. Like he does other hobbies too, but like he has shelves and shelves, and like his stuff is like the bullshit I have with Warhammer. That's what he has with Gunpla, I feel.
Yeah. So the perfect grade requires commitment. It requires understanding of what you're doing. It requires an experienced hand. It is not something that you should be jumping into.
No, they're also they're gonna be more expensive kits too. Just let's be.
Yeah, this is where you're going to get into like the $200 to $500 range, depending on what you're doing.
Yeah, which is still about the same amount of time as building an army. Granted, you can't play with it. These are for display once they're done.
Well, until
we do
you can figure it out.
Till we do full scale Gundam assemble, like those Titan battles you see at Adepticon. We're gonna do that with perfect grades. All right.
Now, do they have any other scales beyond perfect grade on that?
They only have one on this mega size, which is easier to build. 1/48 scale.
Yes, I actually sent you a picture of one.
Oh, okay. Which picture is it? Is it the first one?
That is the one with Sharzaku standing in front of the Tolgis.
There we go. We got it right here. So that
is a 1/1/4. That's a 1/45th in the back and a 1/1/44 in the front. That's the mega grade is the big guy, and the real grade is the small guy.
So if you want a really, really big, not overly detailed model, that's not terribly hard to build, you can go for mega grade.
Yeah. It took me an afternoon.
How much is a real grade or a
Ma-
mega
uh,
grade?
mega scale. So as far as that goes, I'm not 100% sure because they're very hard to find. You're essentially going to find them for auction most of the time.
Okay.
So you'd be paying. You probably pay. I don't know. I wouldn't pay more than $200.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's a reasonable price too for that amount of plastic. But
Yeah. And then there's kind of an abandoned grade that was very rarely used. I think there was 2 kits in it called the Glorious grade, which
that's a
was
good
a
name.
perfect grade plus wiring throughout the entire thing.
Why? I'm going to ask why on this one for sure. Did it light up? Did it move on its own?
Yes. It didn't move on its own, but it lit up. Basically, all the little like ports and all the little holes and all the little thrusters all lit up.
Did they make a unicorn variant of that?
No, this was before Unicorn.
Oh, because I would hunt a unicorn version of that. I love the unicorn. Okay, never mind. I'm safe.
Yeah, this was, I believe, there was I forget which variation of the Galf it was, but then the other one was a Rickdom, and which came in a Char variable, which I really wanted because at the time I was trying to get one of every Char suit, which for a period I had.
Fair. Okay. Well, I mean, that covers the grades, which is very important. Just a quick little shout out here. This is just to show if you're playing Warhammer, or building Warhammer, listen, and if you're listening to this podcast and you're not doing that, God bless you. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing to whatever nonsense you must really like lawns. But on screen right now, Tamiya 2, it's the basic tool set for Gunpla essentially, but it's really a basic tool set. There's more in here than you actually need, I feel. Essentially, you're going to get a pair of side cutters. You're going to get a file. You're going to get a little X-Acto blade. There's screwdrivers for some reason. Tweezers, because you need those for stickers. But pretty much, like, the reason I'm showing this right now, mostly, is just so everybody knows. Like, this is $20 in the US right now. You probably have every tool you need right now at your disposal. You don't need glue. To be fair, you can even skip the filing. Don't stress about that, especially if you're just starting out with like a high grades type stuff. A nice pair of side cutters and maybe some tweezers for the stickers. That's really all I think you really need. Like that's the bare minimum. Files are like the next level up for sure.
I just sent you a link to a pair of nips that if everyone's heard of the God Hand clippers or nippers.
Okay.
These are, so the God Hand is a very small run of very high grade cutters that leave almost no little mess behind. These are essentially equivalent, if not just a hair less, but cost half the price.
There you go. Yeah.
They're also really good for Warhammer. So
they are very good for Warhammer too. Yeah, I've used them. Matt, like let me just like, hey, touch this, and I did. I'm like, oh, take this away from me. I do not want to ruin this with Warhammer.
I'll tell you. Normally, like up until recently, I've just been going to like hardware stores and just buying cutters and like buying these. Oh my gosh, they came in like a little box, a little presentation, and like.
It's fair. That's fair. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I think really, if you want to just be able to put something together and you're not looking at going into competition, pair of nips, set of files, and some tweezers.
And your first one of these should not be for competition. It should be to make sure you like this hobby. Real quick, I just want to shout it out. I'll put a link below. There's gonna be a couple links below from some stuff, but boom, there it is. A Gunpla101.com. So Matt, have you ever heard of this website before?
No.
Okay, so essentially it's just a very basic introduction, kind of what we're doing here, but with articles to slow it down and take your time with it. But just essential tools for Gunpla, the scaling, different types of kits for beginners. And I think this actually has articles to walk you through the building of certain basic kits. of each type. And it even goes
Cool.
to this goes to the point of how to build for a competition, how to remove seam lines. Just like there's a lot. This is someone who really likes Gunpla that put together a really professional website that I'm just a fan of. Even here, how to spray paint a custom paint job for your Gunpla, because like we said, paint is important, including airbrushing, primers, all this, and now all of a sudden we're back into Warhammer. People are like, oh, I know what to do. I know how to do this.
Right.
You kind of want to do it in sub-assemblies. For sure. But yeah, and then incomplete guides and everything like that, cheap Gunpla kits, like it's a great little website I stumbled upon as we were working out for this show. Just I'll put a link below. Seems great. Definitely just go check it out and enjoy it.
Yeah. And if you're going to get involved, I would recommend watching Gundam build. What's it called? Gundam Build Divers. Whenever you're gunplaying.
You never told me about them.
Oh my gosh. Well, so it's an actual anime. But
okay, maybe you did. I thought this was like
it's an anime about them putting together Gunpla, and then they have a thing where they can actually like battle the Gunpla.
That's pretty fun. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right, so basic stuff. You know what a Gunpla is. We mentioned where to buy it. Amazon, you can buy it. Barnes & Noble, Walmart. Like really go to any sort of like basic hobby store or model kit store. They probably have some. They're probably going to be high grades. Yeah. And you can see like it will say HG. You see RG, PG, MG. That's when you go, okay, hold on. Like you know what they are now. Now, Matt, who would you recommend Gunpla for? Like, because the one thing I want to just shout it out for is if you buy 2 high grade kits and you have a son or daughter, you can do this along with them and have a good time. It's a good afternoon. Is that correct? Oh, yeah. Is there anything else like?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the things that is so good about the hobby is anyone that likes to just do something with their hands. Like essentially it's like if you're talking about kids, as long as you can get the kid to, like if the kid's willing to put down the electronics for 2 seconds, probably going to enjoy this.
Yeah.
And again, it might not be their new hobby, but if hey, I want to spend time with my dad or spend time with the uncle or whatever, he'll remember it and he'll have something to remember it by when you're done.
Yeah, actually, I'll try and bring it up while I'm looking for it now. Well, actually, maybe not, but so there's simple Gunpla type kits. They're not necessarily Gunpla, but specifically Pokemon.
Yeah, it's from the same it's Bandai. Basically Bandai does them, and it's the same lineup. It's just they obviously have to use a different scale.
Yeah, so imagine it as pushed fit, which it is. It's to be fair, a lot of this is just pushed fit. You can push to fit most of this stuff, but especially the Pokemon ones, if you see them out there, they're usually $15. No bigger than my head is a box of any Pokemon almost. You push to fit, goes together, a few stickers. You have a cute little Pokemon that's slightly posable, with a lightweight plastic, very simple. That's a great thing, especially for a younger kid. Me and my niece put one together last year. She had a Gyarados, which actually was a pretty complicated one, I would say. She had a great time with it, and she loved it. She loves Pokemon. She has no interest in miniatures. She's seen my hobby. Like literally today, she's like, "Oh, look, can I see what you do?" And I showed her the army I'm painting and all this stuff, and she's like, "That's neat," and she wanted to leave so fast. She's like, "Nope, not for me." I'm like, "I get that," but she enjoyed building that with me. We did do that. So, and actually, I'll bring up some pictures here. Maybe I'll find the Pokemon ones too. But let me bring up the pictures because Matt has some other ones too that are technically Gunpla. Well, here is a stuffed animal. And what's this one here on screen? Actually, let's talk about that real quick.
Which one do you have up?
I have you have a fighting game character in the background, and then the plushie with the model in front of it.
Let me just pull up what I sent you.
Matt doesn't even have what he sent me. It's
Look, man, out of practice. All right. Okay, plushing the fire. Oh, okay. So this So that's a Sharzaku plushie along with Axel from Streets of Rage 4. But in front, that is a real grade Zegok from the original Gundam series. That's Shar Zegok for the reference.
Okay.
So another thing you'll see if you look here, one of the things you'll see a lot with the real grades that you won't see with the other ones is like all those white lines around like the panels.
Yep.
Those are all little stickers. They're all little things. Normally I don't do them, but on the RG, it feels like you're kind of missing out if you don't do them.
Right. That's fair. Yeah, no, I like it. And like I said, did you use tweezers for those or did you just do it by hand?
Yeah, tweezers.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I love it. I know you had them here somewhere. Here we go. The bears.
So the whole lineup, or
I have a family of 4 to start. We'll close up.
Okay, the family of 4. Yeah, so this is also from the Gundam Build Divers. Build. That's not the right name. I can't think of it. So the yellow is the first one they made, where essentially the main character was trying to get his childhood friend to build, and she refused, and then eventually decided to build one and modified one to look like that.
Right.
And so they kind of caught on. So there's they keep on making them. And by the way, the one all the way on the right that is pink with red, maroon, reddish, dark red, that's actually one of the exclusive 7-Eleven models.
Yep, I see it right there. And then a nice little picture of the entire family.
Yep. So because they are so easy to produce, all they have to do is change what color goes into the hopper.
Right.
They've made dozens of these. This is probably, at this point, this is probably half of the selection.
Now, what are these ones? They seem much simpler than the other ones we just showed.
Yes. So these are essentially, I would put them in the category of the SD kits, where it really
SD is
just
the chibi kits that I mentioned earlier, but essentially.
Right. Yeah. So this is basically the arms, the legs, the body are all 2 pieces. You just smush them together.
Almost like it's the old classic Warhammer models from long ago. Yeah, pretty simple.
Right. These are all, like I said, super easy to put together. They take 20 minutes.
Nice. And actually, speaking of 20 minutes, I'll come back to the browser. I have it up now. So here's what the Bandai Pokemon stuff looks like. Also, ignore my cart that has the stuff I have in there. Nothing embarrassing. It's just like, yeah, you can see it. But like they're little small. These are probably like 4 or 5 inches tall. Pretty simple, put together, like $10-$20. Honestly, the price you pay for these is the level of complexity. The $10 one, if you're a Warhammer person like me and I bought a few of these, it's 3 minutes to put this together. The $20 one, maybe 10-15. But lots of options essentially. So yeah, don't be shy checking out like that if you want a very basic entry to this hobby with a kid. Because who doesn't love Pokemon? And if you don't love Pokemon, unsubscribe right now. I don't care. Anyway, okay. You sent one more picture here that I want to bring up. That I want you to talk about here. So, what's Is this all the Zaku? Yeah. Oh, it's the Char variants. I see. Okay.
So this is the pared down version. So Char is a predominant character of the Universal Century timeline, which is kind of the main story of Gundam.
Sure. Yep.
And Char, someone that was in from the very beginning to the end of the original story. So here's also, like I said, you can see obviously the ones in the front are just kind of toys. You kind of like there it came like that. No, I didn't put them together. So starting over here on the right, behind the little Sharzaku in front is the real grade of the Sharzaku.
Nice.
And you can see the white lines and everything.
Yep.
Amazing kit to put together.
Yep.
And then I'm trying to remember, I think this is the real grade of the Sazabi right next to him.
Okay.
But it might just be the high grade.
It looks like a high grade to me, honestly.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So I would say if you look at those two together, in here, I think one of the easiest ways to look at it is the Sharzaku looks like a model, whereas the Sazabi kind of looks like a toy.
Right. Gotcha. Understand.
To be just kind of, that might be a little. And then, of course, on all the way to the left is the most recent master grade Sazabi, where I kind of, this was a very intensive kit, and I kind of ran out of gas whenever it came to actually getting the stickers on.
So you still have the stickers to do if you ever decide to go back and do it.
Right. And I actually do still have them and know where they are.
Stickers are like highlighting. You can come back and do it later.
Now, one thing to note, if you ever see, some kits will have a thing called VER.KA, VER.KA.
Okay.
And what that means is they basically took a design and just added a little panache.
Okay, make it look a little fun.
Right. So for the Sazabi, if you look at it, like there's 3 different reds all within the different panels.
Right.
That's not in anywhere. That's not an official design.
Animators aren't going to do that. They're just going to make it red.
Right. Right. The whole thing's red, just like the 1/100th next to it.
Yeah. So
again, they just kind of make it a little bit more punchy, which I really like.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. No, it looks good. I said, and appreciate you sharing some of the collection too. With that. I guess let me go through some of my collection, and then maybe we should talk about like where.
But I have one more picture that you can see more of my 7-Eleven Gundams.
I don't have that picture, Matt.
No, I didn't send it to
You
you.
didn't send that one to me. Can you bring it up on screen?
Yeah.
Let me bring it back to us.
I'll do it this way.
Ooh. Are you gonna share it to the feed on Facebook?
There you go.
No, okay. Matt's making this hard, so now I got to go back to something else.
I'm making it easy on me. That's
Yeah, I know. All right. All right, let's see. I should be able to get this back now. Boom, there it is. Okay. Yep, got it up. All right, so what's this? What's all this? 7-Eleven variants?
So, yes. So, because 7-Eleven is one of the main sellers of Gunpla in Japan, or at least it's one of the easiest to access. Of course, there's stores. And so, because of that, they actually had a contract to release 7-Eleven exclusive variants of a bunch of their models. So I tried to pick up as many as I could find. So there's like 2 of the original RX. There's the one from Xeon. There's a gold version. I just really like them just because I think they're so...
They're fun.
They're just fun.
Listen, Matt. One day, me and you and I will be in Japan. We'll be having a nice izakaya. All right, we'll be getting drunk with the salaryman, and we'll go to the 24-hour 7-Eleven and buy a Gundam, and we'll build it on the street together. That's the goal, because Japan didn't give up this shit. 24-hour shit. All right, we're gonna get there. We're gonna do it. Anyway, that looks good.
Because we're America, and that's what we do.
We go to a different country, and we enjoy the things that we've lost. Anyway, so let me get up some of my collection here. And to be fair, I always enjoyed. And don't look at the dust on this shelf, by the way. Just FYI. I've always enjoyed Gundam as what it was, but I never really dove into it until I really met Matt. So another reason why Matt's here, because he helped me get into this hobby and enjoy it. So boom, up here. This is the Italian from the Gundam Battles anime. It has like
I can't see your screen.
I know you can't. I was hoping you would just remember. Anyway, so this is a variant from different anime, but I actually did some of the panel line you can see up here. This is a high grade, pretty simple. You'll notice I like the ones with the swords the most. Here's one with a big ass sword. I don't know what it is. Oh, I do. I know this one. I'm trying to blank. Anyway, this sword can actually turn into a gun. Another little, and I also like wings, so another winged variant back there as well.
I'm trying to.
I should have sent you these pictures so you would know.
I have a couple ideas. I'm thinking
blue ash tree. Blue ash tree. That's the one. Yep.
Ashtray.
Yeah, ashtray. Okay, so that's what this variant is. It's one of my favorites. I leave it as just a big ass sword because I like the sword.
That's awesome.
Yeah. This winged one in the back is just like essentially a variant with energy wings of the Wing Zero, I believe. It's like
Okay.
Or maybe it's like just the basic Gundam with like just wings for fun. But then there's also, I don't know what this is. I grabbed it from a gacha machine at a retro game event. But it's like a bust of a Gundam. It's pretty cool. front and center, here's my Wing Zero. This is my master grade. Yes, my
Okay.
master grade. Really enjoyed putting together. This was after I've built probably like 3 or 4 high grades. Took maybe twice as long. Matt's got a timer going off. Matt, do you need to leave?
No.
Okay. Then below that, another version of the same variant you saw in the first picture. As you can see, like I said, I'm doing a little bit of panel lining on some of these, not a ton. Like I haven't gone that deep yet. And then over here is just this one in the center, this Wing Zero. It's actually a toy I picked up long ago because I just liked it. So it's already assembled, but you can see over here's a little SD Gundam of the unicorn variant, and then a full version of the unicorn variant. This one was actually pretty challenging, like because the mix, as you can see, like the mix of the clear and not clear type things. It's still a high grade, but it was definitely more challenging than the others.
Yeah, the unicorn is typically. I guess I will say that if you want to build a unicorn Gundam, they are a little bit more difficult because they all feel the need to transform.
100% yes.
I kind of wish that they would just like, how about you just make a destroy mode and make a regular mode?
Yeah, I love the variant because it transforms though, so it's hard.
Yeah. Oh no, have the option. Of course.
Yeah. And then you can see my only backlog for Gundam right now. This was a $40
Do you want
kit.
some trivia, by the way?
Oh, sure. What's up?
So the unicorn Gundam, the regular mode where it's all white,
Yep.
is actually a callback to the original Gundam. Because throughout the original Gundam, the Zeon call the Gundam itself the White Devil.
Oh yeah. Okay.
However, it's weird because the Gundam has so many colors on it. It's not really white.
It's
But the original intent was for it to be all white. And so whenever they got to Unicorn, since they were going to have a destroy mode, they're like, let's make the regular all white.
well, see, my unicorns I have are the gray blue.
Right.
That's
But
yeah,
I'm just saying.
that's fair. A little trivia. And then I have a Gundam Ashtray red frame, real grade, that I'm afraid to put together. That's my only backlog for this hobby. Honestly, I'm just waiting for a time that Matt wants to, like, hey Chuck, you want to build Gundam? I'm like, yeah, and then we'll do it. We'll have fun doing that.
I love those models. Those are some, like, that's one of my favorites. So that's technically a mass production model.
Right.
And that's probably my favorite mass production suit in Gundam.
The Ashtray.
At least top 3.
Yeah, the Ashtray is I really like it too. And you can see up here in the top right, it says real grade. Also this $40, that was technically 6 years ago. So maybe it went up to 45 at this point.
Nope, I think they're still $40.
God bless him. And then actually I had Alex, because I bought Alex one that you guys had seen briefly, but I had him send me a real picture of it. It has a big mace. I don't know what variant it is, but he built a Gundam because I got him one for Christmas. It's a high grade. He enjoyed it, as he said, so this is a fun hobby. It is well worth trying to look into. If you like Warhammer at all, you see all this, like, why are people talking about Gunpla? Gundams, Gunpla, whatever. Just order a simple kit for like $15-20. You'll enjoy it. You'll have something cool to put on the shelf, and you won't feel like you spent way too much money that you shouldn't tell your partner about. Not until you get to the perfect grades. That's when you go,
Yeah, but then again, also whenever you tell them, oh, I paid $300 for it, you go, yeah, I could tell.
That's true, yeah. Like, you spent hours working on it, yeah. But what I would say is, like, Warhammer fan, it is well worth your effort to go grab a high grade, and if you feel froggy, real grade at most, Gunpla kit, and have yourself a good time building it. It is a fun time. It's different. It's relaxing. It's a good way to clear your head between a Warhammer project too.
Yeah.
It may shift your focus and go, why am I spending so much on Warhammer? It may.
Right.
It may. I'm just
honestly, that's kind of my thing, is like, if you are like, yeah, the game's fun, like Warhammer, the game is fun, but I really like building and painting, just focus on Gunpla whenever you are just trying to scratch the itch, as opposed to have a passion for what you're working on. It's so much easier. There's so much more freedom. It's so much cheaper. And on top of that, there's a lot more painting contests for that.
Honestly, go to YouTube, go to your favorite social media, type in Gunpla. You will be amazed at what you see for that. Like Gunpla painting competition. Like just put
Yep.
that in YouTube and be like, you won't understand a thing people are saying in it because it's probably mostly Japanese. But you'll be like, holy cow. And also, like, you can have a favorite variant and have more than enough options to build that variant forever. Or you can just do
another
different
thing.
things. Like I've never built a Zaku. I don't have really an urge to build a Zaku. But I'm not unhappy when I see a Zaku.
So let me give you another background story here.
Okay.
So there's a model called the Shenanju, which I talked about before.
Okay.
This is from Unicorn. Essentially, at this point, Char is spoilers gone, and there's a clone of him.
Oh, okay.
And he's piloting a red suit. So since I have built every type of Zaku and every single type of Sazabi, I know how they're built, I know how they're put together, and I know what I'm going to be building when I go into it. Whenever I built my first Shenanju, it was a complete combination of Zaku and Sazabi techniques and styles put together. And I didn't realize it until I actually built the kit that's what they did.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Well, to wrap it up for this section 2, I think we should just at least mention, Matt, the Gundam anime.
Yes.
It's a lot to figure out where to start. I have a couple suggestions. I like, was it Gundam Thunderbolt? What's that?
I would say you can watch Gundam Thunderbolt once you understand what Universal Century is. So you can either go to YouTube and type in what is Universal Century.
I was like, where do people begin if they want to get into Gundam as far as the anime goes? What's a okay?
And that's an interesting.
Give me 3 options. Give me one, the person who says, I want to love everything about this universe. Where do I start? Give me, I want to watch one maybe movie length episode. Where do I start? Or hey, I just want to know enough to understand the context of why these robots exist. So let's start with the basic one. Why do these robots exist? What would you recommend they would watch?
I would personally recommend. Well, so here's the real thing.
We're okay with recommending piracy on this website or on this podcast. Sorry.
So here's the real thing.
9anime.com. Go.
Is that? I thought that was taken down.
No.
Okay, that one's
it's still there.
So, anyways, so you kind of have there's 2 separate things you have to think about whenever you talk about Gundam. There is 3 technically. So you have Universal Century, which is like their main storyline, and everything is kind of interconnected. Everything builds on top of each other. That's a lot to get into. It is. It can be slow at times because you're talking about anime that goes back to the 70s.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, on top of that, there are also other things. So like Gundam Seed. Gundam Seed is 2 really big series that are their own standalone universe.
I really enjoyed Gundam Seed.
I love Seed as well. And then you'll have a bunch of little one-off series. So if you watch Iron-Blooded Orphans, that's its own standalone thing. All you need to know is because it says Gundam, that means there's robots.
Fair.
Iron-Blooded Orphans, Gundam Wing. Now, first off, if you watched Gundam Wing back whenever it first showed up on Toonami, like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, go back and watch it again because it's a different anime now. When you watch it growing up, you look at the pilots as like you relate with the pilots because you're a kid and you just want to stop the bad guys. When you watch it now, you're like, if those kids would just get out of the damn way for 5 minutes, this whole thing would be over.
Yeah. Well, okay. There's also
there's
the Netflix animated 3D series. Is it the best animation out there? No. There's when it's a robot, it's great. When it's a human,
right.
But that said, I've only watched that as an adult, and there's a moment when the main protagonist of this story realizes they're fighting a child soldier. And I'm going to stop right there. that moment alone was worth every part of that whole series. Going like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, I would say so. Like, okay, so let's say if you want to get into Universal Century,
Yes.
I honestly think Gundam Origin is a great place to start, because if you were to watch original Gundam, the Mobile Suit Gundam, that was, and again, real Gundam fans are going to give me hell for this, but the real Gundam,
I don't
the
think those
original
people are
Gundam was-
listening to this podcast, Matt.
No, it was so bad it was canceled.
Okay. There you go.
They actually had to put out 3 movies to recap everything to finish the story.
Wow. Okay.
So again, if you read a synopsis, you're like, oh my gosh, that sounds awesome. The problem is it's probably about 12 episodes too long.
Okay. Fair. Yeah.
But it also doesn't go back and tell you why things are or how they got to where they are. It's just, okay, this is where we are now. We're in the middle of this battle. Whereas Gundam Origin actually starts you at the beginning, and it shows you a lot of these awesome characters that really don't get a lot of screen time in Gundam.
Okay.
If you just want Universal Century flavor and you understand there's war between space guys and Earth guys, you can watch.
I was like, by the way, just generally speaking, the whole thing is Earth is the central hub of humanity. We have branched out. We've made colonies on Mars and other such planets. And the colonies don't like the taxes.
Right.
Now you understand why Americans like this show. Okay, moving on.
And for some reason, they're the bad guys. That's,
Some reason, yeah.
we want our independence, you bastards.
Yeah, exactly.
But 8th MS Team is
Very good one,
it's very good. It's relatively short. Same thing with Stardust Memories. That's another very short one, but that one has a little bit more of a Gundam. So that's more like kind of like the arcade shoot 'em up.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Otherwise, if you want something standalone, can't go wrong with Gundam Wing, Iron Blooded Orphans, Gundam 00. Those are going to be all your good go-tos.
Nice. Well, what about Gundam Thunderbolt? Because I think that really shows like the horrors of war primarily.
Yes. So I absolutely,
I love it.
It is Gundam Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Once you understand what's going on, the only reason why I wouldn't say it's a good starting place is just because they don't explain what's going on.
Oh,
You essentially have to
fair.
know, right? You have to know the factions. You have to know what they stand for, et cetera, so forth. So I would say if you watch 8th MS Team or Stardust Memories, you can then go and watch Thunderbolt and not sleep for a day or two.
Yeah, you will. For sure.
As you listen to some smooth jazz.
100%. I'll tell you what here. Well, those recommendations. I did find quick little Gundam.
Oh, while you're pulling that up, I will say the central Universal Century watch order is Mobile Suit Gundam, which you can either watch the movies or watch the series.
Okay.
Gundam Zeta, Gundam Double Z or ZZ Double Zeta.
Yep.
And then Char's Counterattack. And that is the core fundamental. And then you kind of get into the unicorn stuff, which by that point you can do your own research.
Yeah, you'll be well versed. But I have up. It's just a random Gunpla competition. I don't know who any of these people are. You can see their names on screen here. But I'm hoping they have. Yeah, just these are like dioramas that they've also painted, and like you'll. At the very least, as a Warhammer person, you will appreciate what's going on with these.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I know whenever I started with Gunpla as buying one kit per anime convention as a memento.
It's a good way to do it.
And so then whenever I switched over to Warhammer, I already had like 80% of the skills already started.
Yeah.
Now, again, I did go from using a toenail clipper.
Yeah, well, we all started there. But yeah, just the level of like these are
creativity.
all honestly, most of these are all like these pictures specifically are all like Titan levels of crazy. So
yeah.
But yeah, these are really big. So it is a big world out there that a lot of people are just in the Warhammer space starting to discover from other influencers. Um, I'm not an influencer, so you probably won't figure out for me, but if you are watching this, it means you love Warhammer and you like what we do here. I can recommend the Gunpla hobby is a fun little hobby to add on that won't break the budget. And like I said, maybe sometimes instead of buying that $60 kit that you don't really need, maybe go buy a $20 Gunpla kit, and you'll have that afternoon. You'll have your beer. You'll watch your football game. You'll have a good time, and you'll be like good, done and dusted. And also too,
And
these kits. If I had a nephew, and he walked over and he pointed at any of my Gunpla kits, he's like, "Ooh, can I play with that?" Fuck yeah, have fun, kid. I don't care. Go throw it wherever you want. I did. You want to play my Warhammer army? No. Stay in the box.
Also, if you like to listen to music while you hobby, the Gundam people reached out to Andrew WK for the 30th anniversary to create a album called Gundam Rocks, where he translated a bunch of original Gundam songs into English and put them to a little bit more of a metal feel.
Listen, anybody who scores cat deadings is okay in my book. And that's also his music's great too. But regardless, go try Gunpla. Have fun with it. It's a good little hobby. It's a nice little side piece. If you see people out there that are talking about it and showing you stuff, like, hey, you'd be like, just go try it yourself. I think you'll really enjoy it. It is a fun hobby. It's worth spending your time on. It's fun. You can
Very little investment.
And like I said, you can. And to be fair, a lot of the stuff out there is free on YouTube if you don't want to do the piracy stuff like me. Yarhar. Like you can find a lot of this stuff out there through legit means, absolutely free, because I just want you to watch it. So go enjoy it.
Oh yeah,
have fun.
On YouTube, Gundam has an official channel called Gundam Info they typically will have a running rotation of shows that you can watch for free.
Yeah, and to be honest too, you might be a little lost. You could honestly go to Netflix and just pick a random, just type in Gundam and just pick a random one. I would say do an animated one over a 3D one just to start, but pick a movie and just watch it, because the story will be self-contained enough that you enjoy it. You might not, and you'll have enough questions outside of that as our Warhammer brains go like, oh well, who's Horus? Why did he kill the Emperor? Yeah, that sort of thing will kick in and be like, and then they'll
getting there.
Yeah, and then you'll start finding like the threads you want to pull and go from there. You can treat it almost like Warhammer of a way of like pick a point and just branch forwards and backwards from there, and you'll enjoy it. It's a great time.
Yep.
Matt, any last words on the Gunpla hobby?
Go do it.
Go do it. I thought there would be like a Gundam phrase that you'd bring out here, but I guess not.
Look, I mean, if you want me to scream Sieg Zeon, no, then we can do that.
What was that?
Sieg Zeon.